Happy Tuesday evening, everybody. I hope you guys are having a wonderful night so far. This one might be a little bit of a heavier topic, but we are going to discuss it. So let's go ahead and just get into it. Hey, everybody coming in. Hey, Christina, love you. We miss you too. Kyle will be back soon, and then we need to get together. So this discussion tonight will include heavy topics such as transphobia and mental health, unaliving. So if this is too heavy of a topic for you, please check out now. You've been warned of where this is going. Hey, Aries. Hey, Pika. Duchess. Thor. Music City Mom. Thor, it's just getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. I got to catch up on. They've been at it big time the last few days. Hey, Janice. Hey, Revival. I know it's late for a lot of you, so if you have to go to bed, I totally understand. Hey, Titanium Built. Yeah, it's not that I'm in a great mood. Today's been a great day, but I'm just really disgusted. Really disgusted. I'm going to show you guys why. Hey, D-Land. And we will continue on with our timeline too. And we'll kind of discuss that. But today I'm going to do this instead. Hey, Mercedes Girl. Hey, Pointer Lover. Catherine, Amy. Mercedes Girl, it was the other morning. Yeah, she did. Hey, Natalie, and her finger's swollen now, too. I got pictures of her finger today. Hey, Dazed and Amazed. I've been telling her she needs to take it easy. Hey, Steph. Hey, Kathy. Christina, I'll text you. I need to text you. Hey, Amber. Hey, Mimi of 8. Hey, Elizabeth. Row to Row. I love that song, Titanium, but I'm thinking about changing it. Hey, Amy. Hey, Rocky. Yeah, this will be a heavy discussion tonight, not all fun and games. Hey, Kathy, ain't got no time for BS. I mean, I'll try to make it as light-hearted as I possibly can, but these topics are very bothersome. Hey, Benny Ray. Hey, Sarah. Chai. Penguin Mama, Miss Brittany, Canvassing Crime. Oh, I didn't even know we went live to Elizabeth. I got a whole thing planned out, so a little bit off. Hello, but I will check it out. We made a baby, Canvassing Crime. Thank you for being a member for 9 months. Thor, was it this morning? Last night. Maybe this morning. Hey, Cat's Eye, I'll have to look at it. Tonka Girl, there's been so much going on that I can't even tell you for sure. I think it's this morning. You might be right. Hank's doing good. Hey, Alyssa. Hey, Dreams. He's right here. Hey, Chico. Yeah, be careful with Rapper. Rapper is one that I don't even know how he's on the internet, to be honest. Sorry I kept you guys for 9 hours yesterday. I'm sure some of you guys feel hungover like I do. Hey, Petunia. Oh my gosh, Chico, they're just like our Smush and Charlie. Hey, love Louie. It's so cute. Okay, are we ready? Let's just get into it. Let's just hop into it. So first and foremost, I want to talk about transphobia. And the reason I want to talk about it is because I am so sick of hearing people come at some of us, oh, well, you need to stand against this. You need to stand against this. You need to say something against this. Hold on, let me load this comment right quick. When these things are going on over and over again. And again, I've spoke about this openly, that it doesn't impact me, but it impacts people I love. So let me pull this up. And this is from tonight. This was just in a stream from Salty Lunatics, which is a TikToker that I don't go anywhere around there, but it's just Irish. This is just Irish's comment from tonight. They all did this fundraiser shit to go at Brit. No, incorrect. Nothing to do with Brit. We didn't even talk about Brittany J. She has nothing to do with it, but good excuse. None of them have ever done a fundraiser. That's a blatant lie, except Mansense, who used hers to go at Brit. Once again, a complete fabricated lie. As we all know, she has been constantly lying. But she is surrounded by people who consider themselves advocates, clip channels that she is close with, and refuses to stop calling me Mansense. Again, it doesn't hurt my feelings at all, but it directly affects people in the community, the LGBTQ plus community. And it has been started by people like CJ, carried on by people like BJ and Sarah. Well, actually, let's back that up. It started with Molly Golightly's crew. Then it's just kind of been an ongoing thing. But you wanted sympathy because supposedly you lost your hair due to cancer, which I don't know if you had cancer. Again, fuck cancer. Don't wish that on anybody. I didn't show your picture to mock you having cancer ever. You are a foul, vile piece of shit. And you watched yesterday. You knew that I pulled up a comment that you were calling me this months ago. So all those people that sit around her and call her your friends, she is openly transphobic. And before you try to get in these little areas of it's not transphobia. Well, let's just talk about what transphobia actually is for a minute. Because some of y'all don't understand. So, transphobia. The term transphobia has been defined as emotional disgust towards individuals who do not conform to society's gender expectations, such as masculine women, feminine men, cross-dressers, or transgenders. This definition is specular with Weinberg's classic definition of homophobia. In addition to transphobia, Hill suggested two more components to conceptualize hate against genderism, which reflects the cognitive component and gender bashing, referring to the behavioral component, which most of us know. I mean, most of us are very aware of what it is, but this is absolutely transphobia. No questions about it. It is what it is. And I'm going to show you another example because other people continue to think it's cute. So we're going to go back to March 25th. This is their crew again. So you don't even have to be talking about these people actively for them to continue on the BS. All right, here you go.
My eyes open to sit through watching her channel. Hey, War Eagle. When she stops talking through,
And I'm sorry to anybody that I missed coming in. I'm really sorry, Canvas and Crime. I'm extremely sorry. I'm sending you a huge hug. I'm really sorry. Thank you for the support. And yeah, I'm sure if this topic is too heavy for you because of that, please feel free to tap out. I really appreciate your support, but I'm extremely sorry for your loss. A lot of us understand that, and I don't wish it on anybody, truly. And we're here. You're not alone if you need somebody.
through her nose, she can try to
So they're talking about me because, of course, I'm the nasally bitch, right?
criticize others. Well, just like this picture right here. This picture, she's triggered by my profile picture. She says my hair is oily in this picture. Freaking, it. I'm sorry that you don't understand
Hey, Tia, sending you a huge hug.
the concept of having thick hair nonsense. But
Okay.
that's not
Hey,
oil, you
Elma.
idiot. I have thick hair, unlike you. Can you even braid your hair? You want to make fun of mine? Let's talk about yours.
I've already talked about my hair and my hair loss and my journey with hair loss and all of that. So, again, things you're not going to shame me over. People say, oh, there's Becky with the good hair as a joke. And I'm like, yeah, no, try again with the shitty hair, but it's always clean.
Fucking wire head. Can you braid your hair?
The transphobia is coming up, but I've just figured I'd include the full.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm over it. I'm absolutely over it. The shit she said about me, when if you haven't heard her talk crap about me, you should go watch Moon's live this morning. She called me fat. She
Nope.
called me ugly.
Nope. Have not. Nope. That's one thing I haven't. And you just lie. You just create and concoct fucking lies.
She said I don't
I do. I have called you ugly quite a few times. I've called you dirty neck.
have eyebrows.
I mean,
She said that when I walk, I make a weird like clapping sound, calling me fat. She called me a cow. She said that I stink and I don't take showers. I don't know where the fuck that came from. I'm gonna tell you, just like Josh said, I love me some showers.
what do you?
And just like Josh, I'll take one or two a day,
Mm.
at least one a day, but I'll take two a day. In a lot of the times, there's no freaking bad hygiene over this way.
Good night, Tia.
Nasty bitch. But by the looks of your fingernails, it looks like you wipe your ass with them. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I mean, it's sometimes I don't come out and say things that I think because my mama's raised me to be classy and not to say things that
This is a classy person. And yeah, when I get rolling, I can say some things, absolutely.
come to your mind that aren't
But one thing I would never do is use the things that you're about to do
nice. But
because you're so ignorant.
since you want to go there, we can go there. You look like you wipe your ass with your fingernails. I'm just saying.
So hurtful.
I'm just saying. I can keep going. I
Can
can
you?
definitely keep going.
Trust and believe we saw it this morning, and I'll explain.
Sorry, and I'm sorry in advance. I know that's gross, but it is what it is. She wants to go there. We can go there.
Oh,
Reality. Kelsey. No, we call her fungus fingers. Just for the record, fungus fingers is the name. Shiny hair is healthy hair. Well, obviously, she doesn't understand that concept, Bellanova. But yeah, I think so too. My hair is, you can clearly see it's clean and healthy in that picture. Shiny hair is healthy hair. My mom always told me that since I.
And by the way, bitch, get original with your comebacks, because I call myself fungus fingers because I do have some weird fucking condition on my fingers. So I already call myself that. That's never going to hurt me. And wiping my nails. It's really interesting that you've been doing your nails and now you're talking about getting lashes. Carry on though. If it makes you feel better, I suggest it.
I was little. Yeah, exactly. You can, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. She thinks she's going to hurt me. She's not going to hurt me. I'm just going to clap back at her ass.
Oh,
You know, like you said, my ass sounds when I walk. My man loves my big ass nonsense. At least I have one. At least I'm not shaped like a man. Weirdo.
at least I'm not shaped like a man. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Let's hear that
exactly.
again.
You can, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. She thinks she's going to hurt me. She's not going to hurt me. I'm just going to clap back at her ass. You know, like you said, my ass sounds when I walk. My man loves my big ass nonsense. At least I have one. At least I'm not shaped like a man. Weirdo. At least I'm not shaped like you nonsense. I'm proud to have a big ass. She definitely needs to stop with this bullshit. That's all they do. No, don't apologize for their BS. They are so jealous of you. No, I'm not going to apologize.
She definitely won't apologize. And she's proud of what she's about to say.
I said what I meant, and she can keep saying that I.
She said what she meant. Remember this right here. She's not going to apologize, and she said what she meant. When somebody tells you who they are, believe them.
This bullshit. That's all they do. No, don't apologize for their BS. They are so jealous of you. No, I'm not going to apologize. I said what I meant, and she can keep saying that I'm transphobic because I said that. Bitch, are you trans? I don't think so. Not that I know of. I'm so tired of her.
So, all of that, do I have to explain how that's transphobic to anybody in the comments? If you need to understand how that is transphobia, transphobic rhetoric, please throw your hand up now and let us explain. If you need more of a thing, more of an explanation. So, this is your public announcement to all of you that I will be from now on reporting comments such as this and reporting live streams with anything with transphobia in it. Transphobia is hate speech against a community who has fought tirelessly just to exist. What people do in their lives is none of my fucking business, and that's what I stand on. I don't care what your gender is, what your skin color is. I don't give a shit. That's none of my fucking business. But I will be. This is a public announcement. You can take it for what it is. Hate speech is against terms of service, and I will be reporting it because this type of shit affects people I love and care about. I don't give a fuck about your personal opinions on this, that, or the other. I don't give a shit. Hate speech is against terms of service. Just Irish. You can run with that and go cry somewhere. And all of you that support these people and continue to say that, oh, they're such great people. Yeah, fuck you too. I stand with the LGBTQ plus community and minding my fucking business about what other people choose to do in their lives, what's best for them. You can use it against me all you want. Again, it doesn't hurt me. It hurts an entire community, and it shows your fucking ignorance. Now, BJ, I dare you to ask Craig his opinions on the transgender community. If you're such a badass, ask him publicly what your opinions are, because I know you get fed your opinions from him, right? You're looking at a shape, he said the other day, your haircut. He's telling you how to wear your hair. So I'm sure you get your opinions fed to you by him, correct? So ask him, if you're so big and bad, Ask him publicly what his opinions are. I bet we would learn a whole lot. Mr. Anti-Islam. I'm over it. And the reason I'm over it and opening with this stuff is because you're going to see, and I don't think I heard a single person mention this today. This video right here is Projection 101. The truth slowly seeps out. It's from March 25th on her backup channel, but I can link it for you if you need me to. Let's go to, is it this morning? Yeah, this morning. Thank you once again to We for sending me this link.
By 5.
My opinion of why she's camming up is so people go at her looks repeatedly so she can play the victim. I have heard so many people say that BJ isn't calculated enough to plan some of these things out. You're wrong. This girl has done nothing but manipulation her entire life. She is extremely calculated. The one thing I will give her is she has the art of manipulation down pat. She is she might not be smart, but she is manipulative, and she is calculated with her manipulation. Because every time someone takes a shot at her looks, she gets to cry victim. And by the way, don't forget, it's the end of the month. Like clockwork, you can go to every end of the month of her streams, and this is the same exact wash, rinse, repeat that it has been for years. I mean, this is the best I've heard.
I was muted. Sorry. Can you guys hear me now? Can I get a 5 by 5?
We're going to speed it up.
I don't know why the chat's not moving. Okay.
And it's going to get heavy. This conversation is going to get heavy because I'm going to point out some things that I don't know if anybody else really caught.
You can hear me. Glad you started. I was about to leave. Hello. Okay. Are you new here? I don't recognize your name at all, but hello, nonetheless, welcome. Shara, welcome. Good to see you.
UA, she is. That's why I won't even remotely give any attention. She's looking for attention. I don't give people like that attention at all.
You, A1, good to see you.
Plus, I don't condone the family member calling or that. No.
You, Kitty, Kathy, I say Kitty, Kathy V, Too Tired, Maurice, Australia.
They have a problem with other people calling parents, but then support her calling parents. It's like, nah.
Holly S, nice to see you. It's hard to say. I gotta get this, take dark mode off. Texas Mama 6 says, I just want to say because I can't reach out to you by email. But F those people, you should always do you and don't let them get in.
Alma, please don't continue to apologize. A lot of people are sucked in. And I'm going to show once again the confrontation me and her had after I point this out. So people can understand this has been a constant.
The way I know it's hard, but it's time.
You want to get a reaction out of me? You got one.
For them to stop. Yeah, they're not going to stop. I get it. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Just a Texas mom. 1 minute. I appreciate you guys being here.
Love Louie. I want to know what she had in her email that she's afraid of somebody getting a hold of and subpoenaing her email. So she had to get rid of the entire email, is my personal belief on it. That she's got stuff in those emails that she probably wouldn't want shown publicly if they ever got subpoenaed for court. So probably a good, oh, my email's broken. Time to wipe the entire thing.
I do have members only on, for obvious reasons. Last night we couldn't even get through a true crime live stream. I had to start the channel or start the stream over just to even try to find peace.
so we could talk about Sebastian. So, as much as I don't want to leave it on members only, I don't really know what else to do at this point. So I'm sorry. All my emails get returned. Texas Mom of Six. I don't know why I'm not receiving emails. I'm gonna have to try to maybe make a new email. Great, now my phone died. Shit. Hang on a second. And I turned the lights off. Hold on, guys. That's just peachy. Already.
Shelly, and it affects a lot of people that we all love. There's a lot of people that this type of rhetoric hurts and affects. There's a lot of people that have fought to just exist, just to live their lives by their means, by their choices. It's disgusting, truly.
They start now aggravating. What? There we go. All right.
And this is why
that was weird.
Quiet.
Okay. I'll worry about my. You know what? Give me just a second, guys. I've got to go grab my phone charger. I can't risk not having my phone on in case.
Lauren, after last night, trust and believe, I've got a lot more. I just need a break from it. But I got a lot more to show. I think a lot of this was set up ultimately to try and take Granny. Of course, we know that. But after the loss in court, I think there was a lot of stuff done or has been being done intentionally to try and impact Granny in case of a countersuit, which is likely. And I also think, well, I'll show you.
The school calls or something for my kids.
This is going to be heavy because I don't think we've seen the end of the games and the stunts yet.
Just 1 minute, I promise. Just 1 minute.
Oh gosh, it's peaceful. Take in that peace right at the moment because it's not going to be so peaceful in a minute. These are heavy topics for me, so if my attitude seems a little off, that's why. Because these are things I don't fuck around with. Oh, OG, I appreciate that. They're not, it just feels like you have a hangover after doing that much content, and it's such heavy shit too.
I don't think it's anything that Texas Mama of Six is doing wrong with my email. Oh, no. No, you can take that membership right back. I don't want it. You can take that membership right back. You're wasting your money. You're absolutely wasting your money here. Take it right back. There's no reason for you to become a member of this channel at all. None. You really are demonic. You are absolutely demonic. Listen, look, I just want people to pay attention to this. I'm not the one going over to Jay's channel, going over to Clue's channel, going over to Granny's channel, going over to Nonsense's channel. I'm not going.
I've been to your channel as many times as you've been to mine.
Over to these people's channels.
And you used to pop in mine when I first started reviewing you. I even gave you a link at one time. You came up on panel. I've been in yours a couple times, and every time it's a shit show. I don't come over there
affecting them, bothering them in any way. You never see me go.
I don't send people your way.
Go into any of these channels and harass them. You don't see me sending. I don't send subscribers over there. We don't. Go into Discords and plot on what we're gonna do.
No, you do that in Facebook Messenger.
To bring problems. I want to show you guys what happened last night.
Yeah, show us.
Okay, let me just. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
They're gonna come in and become a member.
Oh.
Hold on. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And my StreamYard is being so choppy today.
All the problems.
I'm not receiving emails, you guys. I'm not, and I'm sorry. Oh, I know they are butterflies. I'm about to show you. Hey, Breezy. Petty Kitty has been a member for 2 months, sending all of my love and support. Thank you so much, Petty Kitty. If you don't mind, everybody, please click that thumbs up. hold on a second. I'm going to tell you where my mind's at, what I'm going to do and all of that in just a second. I feel horrible. I feel absolutely horrible that people, my emails aren't going through. I feel absolutely horrible that people aren't. Give me 1 second.
I mean, come on now. I don't even check my email. Do I feel horrible for it? No, truly no. You guys know that. I get to it when I can.
What the fuck?
Sometimes I feel like an asshole, but I don't feel horrible.
Give me 1 second, guys. Let me do something
Bex,
real
I think
quick.
she's getting rid of the entire email account so it can't get pulled in or potentially subpoenaed.
I'm trying to figure out what I should open it.
I slowed it down for, well, actually, we can speed it up for a few more minutes. Just a few more. And then I'm going to slow it down so you can hear this in full.
Getting an email is
Sorry.
not my problem. Why are you here? Why are you even here? Fuck it. I might as well turn the membership off.
And by the way, every time you guys go in and say stuff to her, it allows her to do things like this, to constantly have an excuse of why she has to have it on members only. Once again, trying to imply that people have to become members if they want to participate. By going over there and saying nasty things, you're giving her excuses to do these things. So I myself do not encourage people to do that. I don't encourage people to go in our chats. You're adults though, and are going to do what you want. So I'm not going to sit up here and preach, because there's times when I want to say shit, trust and believe. There's been a lot of times, there's been a couple times that I have, but she is reliant on these things. And if you go watch her pattern of behavior, nothing changes. Nothing changes. It's the exact same thing. And some people do make her a victim. And it's exactly what she relies on.
Thank you, guys.
She will poke back to somebody, will go low. And then she acts like, nothing to see here.
I appreciate it. Thank you for being a member for a couple months. Triggered.
And I get
I'm
it,
not-
you guys. I get
I'm not
it.
leaving. I'm not leaving YouTube, but what I am doing
She
is after
pushes.
this, I'm wiping this channel off. I'm not.
So the title of this was my piece. Y'all can have it. I am done. So it was clickbait. Somebody else from her little circle just did that the other day too, by trying to say that they were leaving. They were done.
Why are you?
It worked for that person, in my opinion. Oh, we support you. We rally for you. Don't leave us. So I think that was the hope. But what she rolls into after this is disgusting.
Why are you here? Why are you even here?
I just rewound it.
Fuck it.
Starlight,
I might as well turn.
Starlight, you can just kick me in the shins now. I'm going to replay that segment from last night. And again, not to shame you guys at all whatsoever. You had nothing to do with it. But just to make a point after what she said this morning.
Membership off. Thank you, Ghost in the
I
Shell.
apologize in advance.
I appreciate it. Thank you for being a member for a couple months.
It's not.
Triggered. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving YouTube, but what I am doing is after this, I'm wiping this channel off. I'm not deleting this channel, but
It's going to continue for the next at least 4 days, if not 5. End of every month is this big production. She relies. I want people to understand that. I said that last night, and people probably thought I was being an asshole. I said I couldn't rely on YouTube solely for an income. I could never support a family off of a YouTube income. I just couldn't. To rely on that for a job is wild to me. Some can do it. But when you don't meet a certain threshold, they become desperate to meet that threshold to pay their monthly bills. I can't imagine having to rely on this like this. And she does it every month when she hasn't met that, because they've got bills to pay and it's her income. Hey, Jason. Starlight, I apologize. I always feel bad.
I'm not doing this anymore with these people. I am so over all of it. All of it. I can't even,
She's got the grift
the
down.
amount of mind fuckery that is going on, psychological warfare.
Alma, I don't think she gives a fuck about the preservation. She is in her own little world.
That's clue
Desperate times come for desperate measures, and you're going to hear that upcoming. I think the last thing she cares about is a preservation letter.
says is too much. The only people that are being fooled are the subscribers. I'm not. I see clearly what's going on. I think many of you see clearly.
Zero accountability. I see clearly what's going on. What is that, BJ?
What's going on.
Because I think we both know what you're up to.
But a lot of the subscribers are absolutely snowballed by what they're doing and brainwashed. It's absolutely.
You know how there's no accountability there? She puts it off on the subs. You're brainwashed. You're the one being snowballed. You're not seeing what you're actually seeing. You're not hearing me say these things repeated over and over again about this person, that person. It's not me that was using a missing child for an injunction going after a creator. You're just being brainwashed. You're being manipulated. This isn't what's really happening. You guys need to take accountability. It's your fault. You love that?
It's absolutely insane. It's insane. Dusty Garbage Girl, thank you for being a member for 8 months. Look at my bear for you. I stand with you 14 months. Oh, that is adorable.
There's not that option on StreamYard. I don't know how she would be doing that. She's got something going on with her lighting in the background because all we have on StreamYard is blur features. So I don't know if there's something on a camera she's using. I have no idea. I don't know. But the only thing we have on StreamYard is like a blur feature for the background. And that's what she's using here. And then an appearance touch up, which I've showed you guys.
I love it.
I can show you guys again.
I love that. I love that.
I look like hell. Don't mind me. Okay, this is regular.
Yes, that is what they're trying to do.
No
Yes,
blur
Love and
feature.
Life, that's what they're trying to do.
No makeup.
100%. What you're watching is
Okay, now
full
watch.
blown.
I'm going to pause that because she's getting into the part I want to talk about. This is subtle. This is moderate. You notice the wrinkles. This is strong. Very strong. So if you change the lighting, like that's picking up the lights above me. So if you do something with the lighting behind you, it's also going to give you a different feature, plus the blur feature, plus the lighting. Like she's got multiple things. So she's probably using the touch-up feature that I just showed you. She's probably using like different colored lighting in her room, which different colored lighting at different angles can give you different appearances. Like there, you know, if I was to sit here like this, look how thin I look from that angle, then from this angle. I mean, there's tricks with cameras and all the optics, as you guys know. So in my opinion, that's what she's likely doing though, using the touch up my appearance, using lighting, and then the blur feature. I don't believe that there's anything more than that. A cataract filter? Is that something that goes over a lens of a camera? See, I don't know shit about this. Okay, because she's pink. Like she's pink in color.
Can't say the word. 100. I'm convinced of it. I'm absolutely convinced of it. Everything, I mean.
When I used to sell MLM LuLaRoe leggings, like that's one thing they would teach you is when you're photographing yourself in the clothing, like, but the thing with LuLaRoe is an extra small could fit a 3X. Like their sizing was so fucked up as is. I didn't even know my own sizes when I got done selling that shit because it's all deception.
For God's sake, CPS was called to my house and these people didn't bat an eyelash.
Why are we supposed to bat an eyelash? I'm sorry. Like, it sucks. I don't wish that on anybody. I don't, especially the kids. I do not wish that on them. But we have no knowledge. Like, it sucks. But to constantly think that we're supposed to excuse your behavior because that happening, no. You've tried to highlight comments and say that I was potentially Brandy Wine. You've said that I faked emails to myself when horrific things were being said about me and my family. You're blocked, Sammy? Over here? No, I can see you. So, did somebody hit you on accident? And thank you for being a member for 21 months. I'm assuming you're talking about over there.
There's nothing that they can do that's too bad that would shake them to wake up.
What did you expect us to do? Use that as an excuse for your poor behavior?
At
The things that you're blaming us for, the things that you're constantly saying?
this point, I think
I feel
that
bad for your kids.
oh my God. I'm not. At this point,
That's exactly why we're here, a little bit off.
I think that they could get I think that something could happen and they would.
I think that something could happen and they would
Still say that it was my fault.
still say it's my fault.
So it is whatever the fuck it is. It is what it is. I'm going to read something to you guys that blows my mind. I was doing some research, just trying to.
And I'm going to tell you something. I would be harder on my own loved ones in this type of situation right here if they did something like this. So before anybody comes on here and says, oh, you shouldn't be shaming her. No. This isn't shaming her. This is dangerous, toxic behavior that I am never going to get down with because it is serious shit that you are attempting right here.
Make sense of all of this
This
because
is not a
it's so
subject to take
crazy.
lightly.
And what I found was very disturbing. Dusty Garbage Girl, thank you so much for being a member for 8 months. Look at the bear for you. I stand with you. 14 months. Thank you so much, sweetheart.
Hank keeps trying to dig holes. He's a digger.
I appreciate it.
He's getting in trouble.
And then Love and Life says, just stop, people. What is your freaking end game here? Are you really trying to push somebody over the edge? Would that make you feel good about yourself? I think yes. Yes. I wholeheartedly would believe that with everything in me, that that's what they want to do. They want to try to make me either leave.
So she's been saying this for months, and I'm going to give you an example of it.
Or
In a minute.
worse. Yeah.
Hey, no. Stop.
Yeah,
Stop.
I
No.
do.
There's nothing there.
And honestly, it is as much as it makes me sick to say this, I think that something could happen to me.
I think I'm going to rewind that. I think something could happen to me.
Yes. I wholeheartedly would believe that with everything in me, that that's what they want to do. They want to try to make me either leave or worse. Yeah. Yeah, I do. And honestly, it is as much as it makes me sick to say this, I think that something could happen to me and they would still be like, she was psychologically fucked in the head. I can't believe she really did that to her. You know what I mean? They would say something like, see y'all, she was crazy. That's not our problem. She should have got the help that she needed.
Putting your mental health on somebody else or blaming other people for your mental health struggles and saying that you believe that something like this could happen, that you could do something like this, really bothers me. You've been saying in court documents, legal filings in the court of law, that your mental health has been impacted to the point that you cannot get out of bed and you're missing family functions because of what Granny, mostly Granny, and Barbecue were doing. You put that in public court filings, and then you proudly read that to your audience and even included the part of you wrote that under perjury. And then you want to come out here and use this morning. There's a lot of people on this app and off this app that struggle with mental health. A lot. You're not the only one.
You know what I mean? When I can't even come on here, mind my own business, and
You're not minding your own business. And to continue to say that is blatant lies. You continue to poke. You continue to go lower. You continue to support the worst and foulest fucking shit. And then you hide your hands like nothing to see here.
and every single night my channel screen sniped. There's not one night that goes by that these people
You're getting engagement, are you not?
don't snipe
Frustrating, I get it.
us and send people into the chat to harass me.
People don't have to send people over there. These are grown adults who do what they want.
And you guys, all of us.
Nobody's
But
supposed to
I'm
know
the
who you are.
problem. I'm the problem.
You're one of many problems. One of many. But it's shit like this is why people review you. Well, why I review you.
Here, right? Member for 2 months, longer than that. Love you, sweetheart. I love you too, Too Tired. Thank you so much. I love you too. Happy holidays. We see that. I hope
You not only do this to your subs, but you just put that off on them, on your subs. There are people in your audience that are struggling. In every audience, there are people that are struggling all around us. But not only you're trying to shame other people for your mental health status, but you're putting it off on your own panel guests, your own subs. They're included in this.
for God's sakes, I hope somebody.
You don't even realize that because you're so self-absorbed. There will be people sitting in your audience because of their instability that think that they're not doing enough to protect you and will do more egregious shit to protect you or pretend that they're protecting you by doing stupid fucking shit. And then you blame everybody else for inciting shit when you yourself incites the most fucking ridiculousness I've ever seen in my life.
Somebody sees it. I hope somebody sees it and it's not just me, because what does moving forward for us look like? You can't make sense of.
I am so sick of hearing anybody talk about this, her and her people, the unaliving trolls. When they say some of the most egregious, disgusting things in this chat and others, constantly. Do you know how many people that identify as transgender end up taking their lives? And you guys give a space to completely run with that. And then you come on here and did this. You did this. You do this. And you don't expect anybody to review it or push back on your words. Well, you encourage shit like that. That's just one thing. There's so many others.
Of evil. Well, if I'm being honest with you, Triggered, I'd like to move on with my channel and change this channel
I want to play that again.
to some.
I actually want to go back and play that again because I'm going to play this other part.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I want to process this one more time so everybody can actually really hear what she's saying. really take in what she's saying. I believe it could happen. What is that? What is that? You tried to say that I shamed your essay story. I never did. I always said I didn't know if it was true or not. Like, I have no idea. I shamed you for how you inlaid it in the middle of drama. So no matter which way, if we reviewed the fucking shit you were talking about us right beforehand, we were going to be put in the, oh, look at, they're shaming her, no matter which way. Couldn't respond to the shit you were talking before because you rolled into that and then picked up with your bullshit right after it too. You tried to tell your audience I called you a fucking predator. Never did. You can believe what you want to believe out of how I said that. I don't give a fuck. It's clear as day. I wasn't calling her a predator. You take zero fucking accountability, and these are just my experiences. Just fucking mine. But the reason I'm pissed is because you tried this shit with me a fucking year ago to my goddamn face. On panel next to you. I mean, not in real life. Of course. I tried to have a conversation with you, and you tried to use this to me that time. And you're trying it again.
I'm not. At this point, I think that they could get I think that something could happen and they would still say that it was my fault.
Every single person could say that. Every single person could say that about anything in their lives. Come on, BJ. You are not.
So it is whatever
you are too fucking grown to be acting this way. Somebody should have got a hold of you and smacked you right upside the head a long time ago. This behavior is unacceptable. I wouldn't accept this from my children. There's no way I'm going to accept this from some person that thinks their true crime is covering victims and their stories. Fuck out of here with this shit.
Fuck it is. You know, it is what it is.
You fucking kick parents at their worst fucking times over and over again. Demean them, diminish them. Well, they could have been abusive when we don't fucking know what goes on behind anybody's doors, truly. Off of speculation and fucking rumors. And you make excuses for the shit. Case in case again, when Kylie Roddy's family asked for it to stop, you basically what? Told her to fuck off?
I'm going to read something to you guys. It blows my mind. I was doing some research, just trying to make sense of all of this because it's so crazy. And what I found was very disturbing.
And I know what you're going to say. They always try to excuse their behavior. No. I've never gone real life on you. Never once taken anything with you off this motherfucking app. Do I know who I'm dealing with? Yes. Do I know some stuff about you? Absolutely. Did I call your police department and file a report on myself? Abso-fucking-lutely, I did. I didn't even have to give your phone number because I don't fucking know it.
Dusty Garbage Girl, thank you so much for being a member for 8.
I called those motherfuckers and told them, if you need me, this is my name, my address, my phone number. If you need anything from me, I called on me. But you are a real lifer. I've never taken shit off this fucking app. Your words are what concerns me. You, on the other hand, filed court documents in a court of law. You are a real lifer.
Months. Look at the bear for you. I stand with
you. Would have, again, people would have had a totally different perspective on all of this if it would have been creator to creator ROs. Orders against each other to not talk about each other, whatever. Granny's even said that, like, just shut up, just stop. She hasn't even been talking about you. Not at all. And every time you go live, you try to find a way to include her. She has not even been on here.
With you 14 months. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I appreciate it. And then Love and Life says, just stop, people. What is your freaking end game here? Are you really trying to push somebody over the edge? Would that make you?
We got to stop making excuses for people and saying, oh, no, I'm sorry that they did that. You can blame them. No, if you're struggling, we need to encourage people to seek help. You're not going to put this off on all of us. You encourage people to seek help. She comes on here night after night and pokes and pokes and pokes because her income depends on it. She depends on this. This is what she chose for a career. I wouldn't coddle somebody in a workplace environment in this situation, let alone a fucking stranger on the internet who calls this her career.
You feel good about yourself.
If your career is that toxic, switch careers. Again, we have to start taking accountability as adults. There's shit I've had to take accountability for. When CPS got called, I realized, no, you know what? Let him lie on me. Let him fucking lie. I don't care. I'm not going to and refuse to exploit my children any further, and they're not going to be a part of this. I could have brought them on, had them tell their experiences. I could have done everything. Nope. I didn't show any documents. I didn't do nothing because it was a lose-lose situation and something I should have never opened my fucking mouth about. But I didn't blame everybody else and come on here and tell them, oh my God, my mental health is struggling. It's your fault. I've been accused of kidnapping, CPS being called on somebody 211 times, pushing somebody over the edge or close to it. I've had death threats, and I've showed every bit of it. Every fucking bit of it I've showed. I showed the emails. You guys heard the other things that were said about me with no proof. It's fucking crazy. Guess what? I'm in control of hitting this button and coming on here if I want to. I am the one that controls if I come live or not. I am a grown adult. So whether or not people are going to lie on you on this app or say mean things to you, you have the choice of whether you hit that button to come on here. But you depend on it. You depend on it.
I think yes.
Not once have I heard you. I've heard you talk about renovations, going shopping, going to the grocery store. I've never heard you talk about seeking therapy, doing something to better your situation. You used it in a court filing. I spent today in therapy. We're all fucked up. We all have shit we need to unpack. I encourage anybody and everybody to be in therapy. I don't give a shit if you think you've got life figured out. Everybody needs a system, a support system, a person they can talk to. Everybody's got stories. Everybody's got baggage to unpack. But I've never heard you once talk about putting time and effort into your own health. Never. It's blame and make excuses. And you know what scares me? Is you're teaching little ones that that's normal. I'm not talking about them again. They don't get to pick their parents. Neither did mine. Nobody's a perfect parent. We all make mistakes. But one thing I refuse to do and refuse to remain silent on is grown adults normalizing not seeking help if you're struggling. My girls love therapy because we normalize that shit and we do something about it. We walk the walk so it gives them a normalization. This is what I grew up with. I want them to feel that it's normal to need people when you're struggling. Your kids deserve better. They deserve a mom who's willing to put the effort in to take control of her mental health instead of blaming and shaming others for it. Your kids deserve to grow old with you, to annoy you, to hurt your feelings. We do it to them. They deserve to do it to us. But they need a healthy mom who puts herself as a priority and her mental health as a priority instead of using it as content on the internet.
I wholeheartedly would believe.
And again, that's not me talking about her kids. Her kids deserve the world. Every kid deserves the world. Kids don't get to pick. I am far from a perfect parent. Far fucking from it. But I try.
Believe that with everything in me, that that's what they want to do. They want to try to make me either leave or worse. Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Unfortunately, there would be some sick people, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There are some fucking weird motherfuckers, some sick motherfuckers that probably would relish in that for every one of us, though. There are some people that are really miserable in their lives that do wish things like that. But the majority, no. No. Majority of people around these parts are good people. Whether I like them or not, they wouldn't wish that on you. There are some sick motherfuckers, but no. No, you're not going to put that on all of us. Because at the end of the day, that would hurt your children. And I would never wish for that to be what they have to go through.
And honestly, it is, as much as it makes me sick to say this, I think that something could happen to me and they would still be like, she was psychologically fucked in the head.
I don't know if you're psychologically fucked in the head or not. I'm not a doctor.
I can't believe she really did that to her. You know what I mean? They would say something like, see, y'all, she was crazy. That's not our problem. She should have got.
People who take their lives aren't crazy. They're struggling. They feel like that's the only place that they can go. They don't know where else to turn. Just because somebody takes their life doesn't make them crazy. I might have a different outlook on this perspective. Because at 17, one of my best friends in high school, her boyfriend shot himself while she was on the phone with him because she wouldn't tell him she loved him. High school romance. She was being stubborn. She didn't think he was being serious. Her mom was an ER doctor. Her mom was the first on the scene. I was the first house she came to after he took his life. They had an open casket. The entire high school went. My family had grown up with his family. At 18 years old, I bartended in a bar called the Sawmill Saloon in Darby, Montana, with a bunch of loggers. 18, didn't really know much, never really been around drinking. My parents, neither one drank. Working in the bar. It was busy. It was fire season, so all the hot shots were there. One of our regulars who lived in an apartment above the bar had been in and out through the night. People were partying, drinking, having fun. He went outside. Didn't know he had went outside. People bar hop. There's 3 bars on one little corner. Tiny little logging community. Next thing I know, I look up and he's coming in the side door of the bar from the alley, holding his face. When he drank, he mumbled. So he was mumbling at me and I just couldn't understand. And I figured he was just wasted. As he approached, he took his hand away from his face. He had gone outside and taken a 357 under the chin. It didn't kill him. It went up out the side. Sorry, I told you this was going to be a heavy conversation. Trigger warning, heavy. Sorry, I should have given that again before I started. I laid on that man. Well, he went into shock until the ambulance got there from Hamilton, which was like 15, 20 minutes away. I was 18. I went in the next day. I was so fucked up. He survived. I think he's still alive today. I continued to work at that bar afterwards. He was really good friends with the owner, Gary. When he returned from the hospital, again, he lived in the apartment above. He came in to the bar and wanted me to serve him. The owners of the bar, the man was on site pretty much all the time, and the wife was a mental health counselor. They're the reason I got into therapy. He came in after being released from the hospital. I thought he was just stopping by because of something in the apartment. He wanted a beer. I looked at my boss, his friend, the owner, and said, I'm not serving him. I'm not serving him. And he said, yeah, you're going to. I said, no, I'm not. No, I'm not doing it. I grabbed my shit, walked out the door, didn't go back. Until his wife got there the next day. She called me in. She sat me down. We had a long conversation about people's choices. People getting to choose to decide. Whether we like it or not, some people cope by being numb. It's all they know. It's a survival technique. I'd never been around alcoholism in my life. I still couldn't do it. I couldn't look him in the face. So I ended up quitting on good terms, though. Adored that family. But then I got into therapy. Hardcore. I'd gone to therapy on and off previous to that, but that was the first time I read the book Codependent No More. If you haven't read it, I highly suggest. Melody Beattie. Excellent book, even if you think you're not codependent. And I'm not trying to stand on a stool and preach, but these conversations that hit me somewhere that probably doesn't make any sense. And I'm not looking for pity, so please don't think of that. I'm telling these stories because this is part of who makes me me. This is part of why I feel the way I feel. There are so many people around me that have lost loved ones, their spouses, their children, to people just wanting to be numb, to people not wanting to feel the pain they feel. And it makes a lifetime for those around them questioning what they could have done, if they could have done something, what could they have said, helped with. When I was young, I used to think it was such a selfish act. A selfish act. That's what I was so close-minded. I didn't understand mental health. I wasn't raised around it. So when my sister became an addict, I was 14. I didn't even know what was going on. I did, but didn't. But those situations are part of who I am and people around me and their experiences. You don't get to put this shit on other people. You don't get to make everybody else feel like your choices could have been, these are your choices. Yes. Is it a shitty situation that you've got yourself in? Yeah. I'm sure some days are really tough. But you said not long ago, BJ, Can you imagine if they would have picked somebody that wasn't as strong as me? Where'd that strength go? You talk about being strong. They're not going to break you. But then you attempt to weaponize stuff like this. And this is what it is. There's a lot of people that struggle. We're all fucking humans putting one foot in front of the other, trying to do our best. You are not alone in struggling. You don't get some award for choosing this job. Coming on here and poking at people and getting clapped back at and then crying the victim. You don't get an award for this. We all make choices. But you don't get to put this shit off on the rest of us. And you've been trying that for a long fucking time. A long fucking time. At 19, trigger warning again, I was pregnant with Mackenzie. I was living in Utah on the side of a mountain. Her dad was logging. Parowan, Utah. Dead of winter. We were supposed to be going home. I can't remember the exact date off the top of my head, but I know it was winter because the roads were shit. And I was pregnant. 19. I get a call the day before we're headed home. My mom had tried taking her life. With a bottle of Tylenol PM. She'd been taken to the hospital. My sister found her in the shower. They fed her charcoal. They pumped her stomach. So when we got home the following day, I got to go visit my mom in the hospital after her attempt. They only had her on a 36-hour hold, which was, I didn't even know what the hell that was to begin with. They didn't put her on a 72-hour. And eventually, in a few days, they discharged her. My sister took that on her shoulders. Heavy. Because she was the one that was there. She found her. My nephew was a toddler. I went into preterm labor not long after. And my mom, I ended up moving in with my mom. We carried on like nothing had happened. We didn't talk about it. It existed. But we just, out of sight, out of mind, right? Fucked my sister up. That's why I have a hard time blaming my sister that she became an addict, because that was a lot on her plate. She was only 23 years old. I was 19. She had a son already. I love my mom dearly, but my mom didn't make herself a priority. My mom didn't seek help. It wasn't normalized. Which it was. On her side, it was more normalized. But after being married to the men she'd been married to, they didn't believe in it either. So she never made herself a priority. And I always felt bad. I've always felt bad that she never made herself a priority and sought help. She deserves it. Everybody deserves to make themselves a priority. Kyle lost his brother to a heroin overdose. Every year on his birthday, on the anniversary, those are incredibly difficult days for him. What could he have done differently? what could he have, if he was there, could he have done this? Could he have done that? His parents, the same thing. My stories are common. That's why I said, please do not pity me. I'm not looking for pity. My stories are just mine. They're part of where I've been. Just like every one of you has situations and stories that connect you to shit or pieces of things, or there's a reason why you feel the way you feel, a passion. I'm not alone with going through this. Unfortunately, there's so many people right beside me that have gone through similar things that I would classify as worse. There's no comparison with trauma. It all varies from person to person. These are situations that have taken me 42 years to understand, and I still don't. I still don't fully understand it or have answers. I have kids that struggle with mental health issues who have openly owned their voices and their stories and been shamed on this app for doing so. And I've been shamed for allowing them the space to do so. We talk about the stigma needs to go away, but then we normalize people doing shit like this instead of telling people, go get help, make yourself a priority. I don't hate anybody enough to tell them that, nope, I wish you weren't here. No, I don't. If I hate you, which I don't, if I dislike you, it's even more important that you make yourself a priority and go seek help. I'm also not going to give you a pass and coddle you because you're making poor decisions and poking at adults. You're a fucking adult. I don't coddle my children like this. I'm sure as fuck not going to do it to a grown-ass woman. My girls are growing up to know that their mental health is their fucking priority. That others can help, they can push you, but they've got to love it. And they love it because it's normalized and we all are fucking humans just trying to get through day by day, whether you're a teenager, an adult, an elderly person, whatever it is. And I know I'm not reading the comments right now, so please forgive me because I will end up in fucking tears because I can imagine the stories that you guys are sharing. And my heart goes out to every one of you because I know I'm not alone. This is why I connect with so many people I connect with. My stories are part of me. It's just where I've been. I could tell plenty more. I don't have an answer. I wish I did. But encouraging people to get help and normalizing saying, no, we're not going to take this shit. You need to go get help and you need to make yourself a priority. That's what we need to normalize. We can support people. We can cheer them on. And we can also not fucking make excuses for poor fucking behavior. All can exist. Let me fill this.
The help that she needed. They don't, you know what I mean? When I can't even come on here, mind my own business.
And I don't give a fuck who play this. Look into my stories. I'll give you the names and I can find out the dates. You're never going to shame me or people I love because of what they've been through. It's part of where they've been. I'm not shaming my mom, my sister, Jeremiah. I'm not shaming these people. They struggled. They all were struggling and they all deserve to make themselves a priority. Unfortunately, it was too late for some.
Business, and every single night my channel screen sniped. There's not one night that goes by that these people don't snipe us and send people into the chat.
Again, it's YouTube. It gives you income. You know this game. We know how this works. You know that you're reliant on people screen sniping you. If you really had a problem with it, you would be striking channels. You're not striking channels because you rely on this revenue. You rely on the wash, rinse, repeat. You rely on them screen sniping you so you can go back to your channel to bitch about them screen sniping you. Let's be fucking honest here for a minute. Chica, thank you so much for being a member for 13 months. Sammy, thank you for being a member for 21 months. Trisha Talks, thank you for being a member for 2 months. And oh my gosh, you need to get some sleep. It's 5 a.m. Janice in accounting, her and her supporters continue to speak like this. She will be opening the door to a mandated reporter to call in a wellness check. That's exactly where, yep. Then CPS will be notified. It happened to Betty last year. That's exactly what I tried to point that out when this happened and said, look here, you said these things in court papers. You've already made things in court documents, public court filings that said that your boys were coming to you questioning their own safety. And then you're saying things like this. Do you know what this incites? And thank you for the support. Becky, thank you for giving me the strength to get diagnosed and treatment, but most importantly, therapy. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for the support, but thank you. You did that. You made the phone calls. You had the strength. You need to be thanking yourself and patting yourself on the back from giving yourself a hug, I guess, not patting yourself on the back. You made yourself a priority. We can encourage each other but you did that. You own that. You get to take that on. That's anybody that makes themselves a priority. I know it's expensive, but there's community health centers. Where do you think we go?
That to harass me and you guys, all of us. But I'm the problem. I'm the problem here, right? Member for 2 months, longer than that.
You know, I've thought about, you just said, I've thought about asking my sister. I wouldn't do it anytime soon until she's like through her program and a couple of years under her belt. But I would love to have you guys hear her story, truly. But she's still finding out her story right now. So she's in that process and she needs and deserves years. But as much resentment as I've carried and anger at times and frustration, it's been since I was 14. It's been 28 years. It's been a lot of roller coaster up and down. Our relationship has gone up and down on both of our parts. Like neither one of us are everybody's right and everybody's wrong. No, I didn't understand addiction, but my sister, the one thing I will always say about her is when she is truly authentically herself, she has just such a powerful story. And when she's able to hone that and tell, like, I don't know, I just continue to hope for her and continue to hold out hope that one day she will enjoy beautiful years to her life. And then I would love, if she ever gets there, I would love, because my God, I would love for her to tell her story, but I would also love for her to tell some of her fucking funny stories, because let me tell you, she's got prison stories too, and they're funny as shit, some of them.
Yeah, love you, sweetheart. I love you.
And she's fucking funny.
You too tired. Thank you so much. I love you too. Happy holidays. We see that. I hope, for God's sakes, I hope somebody sees it. I hope
Cash,
somebody sees it, and it's not just me, because
Cash, I'm so proud of you for making yourself a priority too.
it's,
Yep. Yep. Get help.
what does moving forward for us look like? You can't make sense of evil. Well, if I'm being honest with you, Triggered, I'd like to move on with my channel.
You'd like to move on with your channel. So a year ago, I'm going to go over here. The reason I'm playing this is because when I tried to have a conversation with her in May of 2024, she tried to come at me about her mental health then. So I'm going to replay this again. Starlight, Pink Burst, amazing people, no longer with her. I've talked to them. Please do not shame them. They're away. When we get caught up and wrapped up in things that we think we're doing the right around people. Like, yeah, we all go through it. It's growing pains. So please don't shame them. I feel bad enough that I'm going to play this. I'm proud of all of you guys.
What in the world? Are you kidding me right now? You gotta be kidding me right now. Oh my God. Are you serious? Are
And this is over a year ago, May 4th, 2024.
you that thirsty for attention? Oh my God, look at this. Y'all mute for a second. Are you really that thirsty for attention that you got to come on my stream?
I'm not thirsty at all for attention, but you mentioned petitions tonight.
Okay, I do want to mention something.
Did you hear what I said, though, too? I had hopped up there to advocate because she had misrepresented what Arctic's petitions were. And that was important to me to set that straight, because Arctic did not need to get caught up in the drama because of her dislike of me. And she was mimicking and downplaying what his petitions were. So I hopped on there, not to argue with her, but to set the record straight, because again, somebody that was doing amazing things to bring awareness by using a petition to standardize Amber Alerts, I was not going to let her harm that work. I didn't want to fight with her. I wanted to talk to her about petitions and explain what that was. I wasn't doing it because I wanted attention.
Before I let, because
There is very rare you will ever see me hop on a panel that I don't have something that I want to like interject or a clip I want to play or something. I usually have a method to my madness if I'm clicking a link.
I think context matters. And I do want to mention this, okay? Deets on the Streets was live at this time. I didn't know this at the time. I had no clue. But Deets on the Streets was...
No, I've never talked to Deets behind the scenes. Deets had no idea what was going on. Nothing like that. There was no grand scheme, no plan, no nothing.
Was currently live at this time when she came on. When she left my channel, Deets played this. She streamed it. And they went up, she went up on Deets' panel, and they all like...
And please do not take me by saying that, like, I'm not looking for pity by me sharing. Like, please, if you want to share, feel free. I don't want you also to feel pressured, but I'm not sharing that stuff to diminish her mental state either. I'm just saying why I feel the way I feel comes from this place. This is where it comes from. I'm not excusing anything or wanting anybody to feel bad for me. I'm sharing this because this is a part of why I feel so strongly about the things I talk about. Do I have the answers? Am I fucking perfect? No. Am I an asshole? Yes. But I'm never going to be okay with somebody putting this shit off on other people. So if you feel comfortable sharing, please do. Please do. Don't make me feel or make anybody feel like me saying I'm a creator, so people will look at it that way. It's fine.
You know, said what they had to say, and they all watched it over at Deets's. So it really makes me wonder, like, do you guys do the like nonsense? Did nonsense do like, was this planned? You know, I'm not trying to sound paranoid or anything, but it's like at this point, you guys are coming to my channel and you're literally like taking the link and stuff. Did you do this so that you would have
fucking according to Perplexed, I have a Discord though, so that tracks. We can run with that. Can we make it 138 though? Because 18, I have to add on the number 8, so 138. Thank you.
Have something to talk about today?
And if you came in late, thank you so much for sending me this.
For content, because she was live at 8 o'clock her time this morning.
Yeah.
Talking about it.
Yeah, I go live at all sorts of random different times when Kyle's gone. If Kenzie's available, I can do marathons too. Yep. I schedule things.
I mean, 8 o'clock in the morning her time.
Yeah.
Pacific.
Yeah.
Maybe it was around 9. I don't know. It was sometime around there. Super early as shit for her, right?
After my children went to school.
she was already live talking
Mhm.
about all of this.
There
And
was.
I'm like, you know, and then not only that, like the day before that, you had that channel. I've never even heard of them really until like a week ago. What is that channel called again? They came in my chat. It starts with a T. They came in my chat and they said something really
Traders.
snarky. And I popped
Traders?
off. Traders. Thank you. Traders. Traders came into my chat. I'd never seen them a day in my life. Never have they been to my channel that I'm aware of. They popped in my chat.
I'm gonna speed it
They
up.
said something snarky about
I'll slow it down when she plays us.
Katie's mom's you know, history, how we were talking about her being an RSO. Traders
And I know I just played this last night, but I need to play it again tonight after what she did this morning.
pops in my chat. I tell them a thing or two, and guess what? Traders goes live about me. So like, are y'all, what's going on here? All right. Need some Z's? Yeah, I know. Hi, Kinsey. Oh my God. Glad not racist here. But
And by the way, this isn't new. Like, she comes from the Chroma community, the really like other side of the Chroma community. So she's used to people going back and forth. This isn't anything new. This is what she like came into.
Brittany and all love. These glad not racist here, Brittany and all love. These creators have gone crazy. I think they hate on you
She fucking knows how this game works. She hung out with all sorts of places.
because you are real. Thank you, Kinsey, because they sure freaking try to say I'm racist. It's sick. All right, so let me show you what this heifer. Let me show you what she here. And let me be clear. Let me be clear before somebody takes that and runs with it. Heifer, when we say heifer in the South, we're not calling somebody a cow. Yes, I know heifer is a baby cow, but that's not what we mean when we
I could care less about somebody calling me a heifer. Seriously.
say it. It's like a term of endearment, okay? It's like saying this brat. I'm trying not to call her anything more degrading than that. So
She was trying not to call me anything more degrading than that. Okay.
heifer, I'm not calling the girl fat, okay? Clearly she's not fat.
And I could care less. Truly, mock my looks. Call me all the names. I can do it too. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. We're all just assholes at times.
Here we go.
And we were talking about petitions in my chat 100%. And I encourage your people to go over and look and see what they were about. It's about standardizing Amber Alerts.
See how serious I'm on? I was on business.
The petition we were talking about was started by Arctic Fox. Nothing to do with creator.
Okay, so you want me to show you the screenshots from your chat?
Go ahead.
Because they're
But
talking
that was not what was said by me. Not
Okay,
what
oh, you're
and
pushing the hell out of it just like everybody else nonsense.
There's no petition. Where's
problem?
this petition? Please show it to me. Please.
He said that there was a petition. We had formed a petition to take her off YouTube. Actually, let me back that up. I forgot about that too. I fucking forgot. Okay. Hold on. Let's see. She mentions it. Did she talk about that before? I thought she did. I'll play it and then I'll look for it through the transcript.
What they were about. It's about standardizing Amber Alerts. The petition we were talking about was started by Arctic Fox. Nothing to do with creator.
Okay, so you want me to show you the screenshots from your chat?
Go ahead.
Because they're
But
talking
that was not what was said by me. Not
Okay,
what
you're
and
pushing
you-
the hell out of it just like everybody else nonsense.
I forgot she was telling her audience that I had created a petition to try and get her removed from YouTube. Yes. Yep. Starlight, do you remember what the exact terminology she was telling people? That we had started a petition. I had been talking about Arctic Fox's petitions to standardize Amber Alerts. And she told her audience that we were trying to get people to sign petitions to take her off YouTube. I can't remember if there was more to it than that, but that's what I remember out of that. We could go back and find it, though. I'm sure I have it.
There's no petition. Where's
problem?
this petition? Please show it to me. Please. I've never seen a petition for anybody to get creators off YouTube. That has never been the point, Brittany.
Oh,
You have
please,
completely missed the point.
Okay, well, do you think bullying people is going to get
And
you?
then-
It's going to
I've never seen anything like a petition ever.
How old are
accomplish
you?
your mission? I am 36 years old. How old are you?
I'm 41.
Okay,
We are mothers, right?
exactly. We are definitely mothers.
Okay. At the end of the day, if you were in their shoes, and again, put your opinions aside, if you were in their shoes and hearing the rumors and speculation, do you know that that person that called in to Brooks has been calling around trying to prank creators, pretending to be somebody?
That has nothing to do with me.
I understand that, but do you understand that the long-term harm that can be done by stuff like this in these cases? As a mother, would you want this stuff done on pure speculation?
Sarah comes in and says, I'm straight lying. What have I lied about this far in this? Can anybody tell me where I lied? Up until this point, have I lied yet? Those petitions were about Arctic fox. Was there a petition? And did I ever have a petition or ever pass around a petition to get her off YouTube? Anybody? Where am I lying, Sarah?
Speculation and rumors.
You know what? As a mother, honest to God, I would want everybody
To do
May 4th, 2024.
put his name out there. Everybody, I wouldn't even care about any of that. None of that would even be on my mind. Right, Casey. I'm glad you pointed that out because I told my girls this earlier. And Starlight and Starburst, if y'all
I want to highlight this comment. This girl needs mental health help for real. Oh my God. She's finna to ask how old you are and she's doing this crap. So instantly, they're shaming my mental health or the status of my mental health as she assumes. I had started reviewing her on March 28th, 2024. This was May 4th, 2024. Not even 6 weeks.
want to say something, please cut in. Tell me if you need me to pause. Y'all can say,
And Revival will tell you, I've calmed down a lot over the 2.5 years.
you have the floor just as much as I do.
You're good. No.
Some are going to say that that's a lie, but I really have. Like, I really have mellowed out in certain ways.
Doing a great job.
I'm trying really hard with my ADHD. I'm trying really hard, but it is because there's so much I want to say, but then I don't want
So her ADHD was kicking in.
to forget, and then I do forget. So it's like my mind's going 1,000 miles an hour. Brandy, can you hear me?
I'm just wondering what the age had anything to do with. She's asking, how old are you?
Because oftentimes people will use excuses of like generational things. I was just setting the tone of like, we're all in the same age range bracket. Like we all come from kind of, it was just evening like things out. It was just an opener of you're in the same, like, I didn't know how old she was either. From the profile picture, people can tell you, I thought she was in her 20s. I genuinely thought she was really young, and I was always making excuses being like, oh, she's really young. Then I found out how old she was, and it was stunning to me. I thought she was Kenzie's age, truly, because that's just what I did think. Janice in accounting, if you and your spouse work for a corporation, please check with HR to see if they offer EAP programs, 6 visits at no cost for the entire family. Totally confidential. Most companies offer this. Just ask. Thank you for the support. I'm going to leave that up on the screen for a while. Thank you so much for that. And thank you once again for the support.
But
I'm not paying attention to my phone. So if you guys are texting me, telling me like, Becky, do this, I'll get to it in a second. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, adults can definitely be bullies. So where do you
I'm
think children
missing
learn
shit,
it? They don't
sorry.
only learn it from children.
Exactly.
I promise I'll check all my messages before I get off here. I always miss shit. I'm sorry, you guys.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was about to say too. Brandy's 100% right. She asked me how old I am because I've called.
Troll face. When I faked a seizure when I was 7, I don't remember much from when I was 7. Troll face. I don't. But how can you tell me more?
refer to her as a bully. So, it's kind of like it's dismissive, right? How old are you, Brittany? Are you kidding me? Are you really going to say that? Like, how old are we again? And it's a gaslighting, dismissive tactic. And I'm going to tell you what really blows my mind about this chick. And I kind of had an idea up until last night. Now, after having this conversation with her, I am 100% convinced that this woman, she truly believes.
I also want to set the stage here a little bit, okay? Because I've heard people recently say punching down. People have actually said I was punching down going after Brittany, and I'm like, no, that's not how it works. In this space, what they're saying is like bigger channels shouldn't go after smaller channels. Yada, yada, yada. She was using her backup channel. None of that stuff bothers me, but I've actually heard people like saying these things. So let me just explain. When they're using that, they're trying to say like subwise. So at the time, her bigger channel had like double my size. I don't care about none of that shit bothers me. Like, I'll go after huge channels, little channels, their sub count it doesn't fucking matter to me at all. That is the last thing I pay attention to. But in this space, that is oftentimes used. But this would have been considered her punching down at me. This was 5 weeks in. They had already wrote a multi-page letter to another creator with over 50,000 subs, tattling on Chico, who had just became the mod the day that the letter was written, by her mod, Yvette. We've already had that happen. We've already had them start the weird fucking Lady LaDude shit. We already know she's in text communication at this point in time, mentioning Lady LaDude with CJ, suggesting that they go legal on Granny and likely me. And I'm still being this calm with her.
Believes what she's doing is virtuous and right. And she cannot grasp what I'm trying to say to her is what she's doing. Like the amount of damage that she could cause. I'm going to let it keep playing and you're going to see how she basically says this is all my fault. You know, if I feel this way or it's all your fault. It's not on her. That doesn't fall on her.
Mods, you don't have to boot him out. You can let him troll. It doesn't bother me at all. Truly. Trolls, I've always been good with playing with trolls. They don't bother me.
All right, here we go.
I'm in the I don't give a fuck at this moment space. There ain't anybody that's going to change my views on or what I'm going to say tonight. You can put all the pressure on me. You can say anything. You can troll me all you want. I'm going to continue to feel the way I feel about this situation and continue to speak up about it and use my platform to speak up against this bullshit. What is being done and then excused. And then we're supposed to stand up against all this shit that's fuck out of here. I'm done.
My focus would be on my kids.
Exactly.
On my kids.
And you think that this is going to help him long term?
Over us over here.
Her focus would be on her children. Let me back that up and stop talking for a minute. Sorry. I'm babbling.
Basically says this is all my fault. You know, if I feel this way or it's all your fault. It's not on her. That doesn't fall on her.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It does not fall on me. Let me go back even further. Sorry. You see, she sets that tone though.
Tactic. And I'm going to tell you what really blows my mind about this chick.
So I'm supposed to care about her mental state at this point in time. Not even 6 weeks in, I'm supposed to care about her, how me pointing out her words, replaying her own words that she's publicly put out here and saying how fucked up those words are, things that she's proud of, stands on. Me replaying that is having such a negative impact on her. Not even 6 weeks in. But yet she just manufactured an entire lie to her audience to make them believe that I had set up a fucking petition to get her off YouTube. She manipulated them to believe that I did a petition to get her off YouTube and then tries to make me responsible for her mental health. Her own words being replayed. And then they're shaming my mental health or questioning it.
And I kind of had an idea up until last night. Now, after having this conversation with her, I am 100% convinced that this girl, this woman, she truly believes what she's doing is virtuous and right. And she cannot grasp what I'm trying to say to her is what she's doing. Like the amount of damage that she could.
I can't grasp. I'm the one lacking intelligence.
Cause I'm going to let it keep playing and you're going to see how
you see who's condescending in this situation. It's not me.
She basically says this is all my fault. You know, if I feel this way or it's all your fault. It's not on her. That doesn't fall on her. All right, here we go.
Yes, it is. And that's exactly
my focus would be on my kids. On my kids.
Thank you for terming it that. That is exactly what it is. Suicide baiting. That is exactly what it is. Gosh, just telling people to behave.
And you think that this is going to help him long term?
Over here talking about what we think might have happened or bringing awareness to him. Listen, I can't control what everybody puts out. But
have you ever thought about
targeted me to a point?
You're not targeted.
I'm not.
By the way,
you need to stop with that.
Are you serious?
I have never once made her responsible for what other people put on their channels. Do they all work together? Is it all a targeted narrative that they run through? Yes. But she's responsible for her words, just like Jay of Crime Time Buzz is responsible for her words, such as Betty, such as myself. We all are responsible for our own actions and our own behaviors. I have never once said that she can control XYZ. She can control not putting it out to her audience, but never once. She's responsible for her words.
You go live every single day.
No, I
and
do
you're-
not. No, I do not.
Oh my
I wasn't
God.
live yesterday.
Oh my God. Do you want to really do this? Like go to the
Yeah,
very
yeah,
minute?
I do because I wasn't live yesterday.
And who cares if I go live every day or 15 times a day? Really, if I got the time, who gives a fuck and got something to talk about? Who cares?
You're blatantly
Let's
lying
go
for
look at
no
the
reason.
streams. No,
The
let's go look at
billboard.
the streams.
The
Blatantly
billboard.
lying? Blatantly lying? Hold on a
Yeah.
minute.
The billboards.
And again, she was lying because at that time I wasn't going live every day. She was blatantly fabricating lies to her audience because they would just run with shit.
We're
do this.
discussing that you blamed us for.
Blatantly
Blatantly
lying.
said
Do you know
that
how
he
many
said.
freaking death threats I've gotten in the last 2 weeks? Do you know the amount of hate
Where?
mail that I've received?
Instantly, instead of answering my question, deflects to, do you know how many death threats I have gotten? How many emails she'd received? That's not what I asked her. I called her out on another blatant lie and she went right to, she's been getting death threats. People are fucking nasty and it happens. And that's what I tell her. Handle it. Fucking handle it. Have I ever encouraged stuff like that? Nope. Sure as fuck don't. Sure as fuck won't. Sure as fuck don't encourage that shit. Wouldn't be participating in shit like that. Never have. I've had it happen to me numerous times. For months on end, I showed it. I didn't know what the fuck or why. I'm not protecting those people. You're bold enough to put it in my fucking email, it's going to get blasted. I don't protect people like that. But I also protect my family and not just blast it on the internet. I also turn it in and document it. You're not going to make threats on my family and me just use it as content and be like, oh yeah, it's just fucking fine. I make a choice to be here, but I can also choose to handle things that I don't know if they're going to escalate or not. I don't try to make that decision that I know everybody's intents behind the screens. There's a lot of people with a lot of motive and intent that I don't trust. So I protect my family, and that means documenting reports. If it comes to that and you're stupid enough to put it there, will it ever go anywhere? I don't know. Will they ever be able to trace who's behind them? I don't know. I've been suggested to get a private investigator to go civil. There's been many threats. Fucking Betty even called me on the phone. I mean, that one we laughed about. But I make a choice to show up here knowing what the repercussions could be. But I also handle them like a fucking grown-ass adult.
Where
From this shit.
show it's anybody associated with me. Please do. And if you are getting them,
You-
please take it
oh my
seriously
God.
and take it to the police.
You are
You're
the
me.
only one that's going
Okay.
live consecutive.
If she was ever to come to me and say, or show it publicly, that anybody over here was sending her threats like that, trust and believe I would name and shame. No problem. Because I would never condone this shit. And you guys know that.
About me all the time.
And so you think,
And
oh,
like, inside
you
you
think
have- so you don't think that
again,
you have any like
if
you
you're
have
getting death
any-
threats,
oh my
being
God.
an adult, you are a mother, be an adult and protect your children first and foremost.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
if anybody is doing stuff like that, they need to be off
Wow.
whatever platform they're on.
So you
Death
don't
threats,
I was replaying her own words. Replaying her own words. She was comfortable with them the first time, but not when we pointed out things that she was doing or saying in those words. Then it became a problem. She wasn't inciting hatred towards herself by putting those things out there the first time. It was only me inciting hatred towards her when I replayed her words. Okay, that makes a lot of sense, right?
threats are
think that
not
what you're
okay.
doing is inciting hate whatsoever. And let me
Excuse me. How are you missing the point of what you are doing?
How
to
are you
mother
missing
at
the
the
point
worst fucking time
okay,
of her
so
life?
that gives you a right to go after another
And again, I stood on business. I was calm until I wasn't.
mother and destroy her life.
You
right?
you really
And right there, she threw gas. And you see it.
like to play that game, don't you?
No,
You really like to play the game of
you really don't think that. Okay, do y'all see the gaslighting there?
Yes. And hold on, I lost my train of thought. I was going somewhere with this. Yes,
1,000%.
And I know she's done this to other people. I just had this example ready. When I heard what she did this morning, we had just watched this last night. I was like, I'm going to show this as an example that this is a multi-time. I'm sure you can insert name and there will be similar things that she said or accused them of too.
accountable for everybody on your panel and what they say. Then her chat she's held accountable for what's said in her chat. And she knows good and well what is said in those chats.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
So
BJ says she's not responsible for her panel, let alone her chat. My chat, we do try to keep certain things out of here. We ask, they catch what they can. But again, if I miss something or they miss something, we will remove it and apologize. But I also don't expect them to be here. They're not paid. This is volunteer. If we miss stuff, I'll take accountability for it. But again, there was no fucking petition ever.
Brandy, listen to this. I wish you were on the call earlier today. Think about this. I want everybody just to think about this for a minute, okay? So this girl is telling me, right, that it is my personal responsibility as an adult to focus on my own mental health and worry about protecting my own kids. It is not her fault.
Did you hear what she just said? May 4th, 2024. Let's replay that.
You're right.
So
Brandy, listen to this. I wish you were on the call earlier today. Think about this. I want everybody just to think about this for a minute, okay? So this girl is telling me, right, that it is my personal responsibility as an adult to focus on my own mental health and worry about protecting my own kids. It is not her fault. The accountability doesn't fall on anybody but me, right? That's what she said. But then when I tell her, she can tell me that, right? When I tell her about going after me, yet she can come to me and she can drag me every single day on her panel about the things that I say that could have a potential bad effect on the Proudfoots. Do you see the hypocrisy there? Her words don't affect me. She's not responsible for what her words do to me, but she holds me 150% responsible for what my words do to the Proudfoots. That's the whole basis of why she goes live about me.
No, I don't say that their mental health is solely your responsibility at all. They have a horrible situation, but you guys are absolutely doing things to family after family. It's not your sole responsibility. They're in a terrible situation already. You guys are intentionally pushing. In fact, you support Betty, and Betty recently just shamed Katie's mental health, said she got an email that said Katie was struggling with her mental health, and went on to basically say if Katie unalived herself, she wouldn't feel bad in any way, shape, or form. You support her.
On a weekly basis, multiple times a week, right? Do y'all see that?
She's responsible for her words. But that's the people that you're supporting, BJ. So, on top of what you do by calling her a librarian, or what was the term that they said, picking apart their looks, pushing off the narratives that there's no way he could have left the house. We have no idea what happened to Sebastian. No clue. And the things that you guys run with to make your narratives up are not based in fact. They're based in rumor and speculation.
Hypocrisy in that?
The petition you had your people sign last night blatantly accuses them. And then you say, I've never accused them of nothing. What? But you promoted that?
How is it that my words are what's causing all of this?
Grumpy, thank you.
Surely y'all see what I'm saying. But she's
Yeah, I
not
do.
responsible at all, right? Period.
No,
So how
not.
could you? I don't understand that nonsense. You can come at me and say that I'm going to push the Proudfoots over the edge.
Guess who's responsible for my mental health? Me. Me. Are there times I get in my feels? Fuck yeah. But at the end of the day, guess who has the choice to push the button? Me.
I'm making it the worst time in the world for this family. But when I try to say, look at what you're doing to me and my family, no,
it's okay.
It's your job to log off. Yeah.
So scared for their life. I mean,
That's why I disappear. We go on vacation. Kyle and I have always done this. We've always disappeared. We take random intermittent breaks. There's times when I don't come on. Do I wish there was more? Yeah. But if I'm home, here I am.
I don't understand everything we've discussed or you've discussed is from the Proudfoot's own mouth, their interviews. That's all we're doing.
Mhm. Y'all, the hypocrisy is astounding. It's astounding. And you're
I don't think in the last 15 months that I think about it, she's taken a break at all, has she? Has there been any time when she was sick or gone that she hasn't? Has there ever been a day in the last 15 months? Honestly, maybe like 2 or 3 that she hasn't came on. I can think of 9 days off the top of my head, right off the bat, just in the last 2 months for me. The last month, from the end of April to the beginning of May, 9 days. And I like forced myself when I was gone for the 4 days, the last ones, I binged watched a podcast and enjoyed it so much and disconnected. I caught up really fast because there's just ways of catching up really fast that I've kind of figured out on the same creators that I review to find out, so you don't have to sit there and watch through it all, but you still end up watching a lot. But I'm thinking of like 2 days, probably 3. Oh, Cash, are you behaving? What did he say? Uh-oh.
absolutely right, Brandy. There, we not once, and I'll tell her that in just a
What
minute. Watch.
Cash do?
What you're doing is fucking dangerous.
No.
You
These
you
are
guys-
your words.
have
You
you
stand
guys
on
not-
them.
there's
These are the
three
words that
people-
you're putting out here on a
no.
public platform.
There's 3
You
people that
stand
have
on that
come
shit,
into this
right?
chat
You're so
who have
proud of
threatened to
yourself.
call
Then why is
fucking-
he?
Okay. The only thing that we have talked about with
Cash, stop it. Don't do that. That's rude. Don't do that. Hand me your devices.
the Proudfoots are their words.
Come on, dude.
Spanking Sebastian with a belt, laughing at the way that he dances, making him wear a pull-up 24 hours a day. Those are what they say. Are we not allowed to, call that out? Every single thing that this woman levies at me, I can throw right back at her and use it as an example for her. And if you go watch her live streams, she will contradict herself within a matter of a minute every time. She'll say, I think all 3 of these parents are innocent, and we have a due process, and there's nothing to prove that any of them are at fault for anything. And she'll say, I feel bad for all of them. And then immediately in the next breath, she'll start sucking her teeth and complaining about Seth and how he's wrong for this or that. It's insanity. Casey, I'm doing the best I can, sweetheart. I'm gonna be honest with you, Casey. She says, BJ, stay safe, please. As far as my literal home, as far as me and my home and my family, you better pray to the good Lord if you come up in my house and you try to.
Why would I ever do that? I didn't even realize how aggressive that threat had gotten. I didn't even realize how, what? Why would anybody? People are crazy, but you, again, if somebody came to my house, I wouldn't, who knows who would be responsible? The person who showed up at my house would be responsible.
She'll say, I feel bad for all of them. And then immediately in the next breath, she'll start sucking her teeth and complaining
Sucking my teeth.
about Seth and how he's wrong for this or that. It's insanity. Casey, I'm doing the best I can, sweetheart. I'm gonna be honest with you, Casey. She says, BJ, stay safe, please. As far as my literal home, as far as me and my home and my family, you better pray to the good Lord if you come up in my house and you try to come in against our will, because I live in the South and we have the necessary signs hanging up in my yard to protect us. And so somebody would be foolish. You would be foolish. I'm telling you. So in that aspect, we're protected. In other aspects, all I can do is prepare. And if something comes my way, I handle it as it comes. Because there is one thing I will agree with her about. It is my responsibility to protect myself and my family. It sure is. Therefore, I'll do what I got to do. All right, here we go. TF20 says, Brittany, I was cracking up last night because she is clueless. She wants you to be accountable, but her not so much, right? you claim that you're advocating for these families that are going through these horrible times, and you're pushing back against people
I'm not an advocate. That's not what I claim. I've never claimed to be an advocate.
who, like myself, who you deem
I advocate in my real life, not on here.
liable, and you know, you claim that we're hurting these people by our words, nonetheless, our words. But when somebody throws that back at you, and then do you notice when I say to her, "What about what you're doing to me and my family? Look at all the things oh, you love to do that, don't you?"
Duchess, will you check your text? I just got yours.
Like, oh, that's always been par for the course with these type of people. Her and all of the people that the haters in the chat.
She thinks it's funny. Just Irish thinks this is funny. Gone like Molly. Like, Molly was banned for being transphobic. Extremely transphobic. You think this is funny? Like, you think being transphobic is funny? Hashtag gone like Molly. Again, you're not hurting me, Just Irish. Get it through your head. That doesn't hurt me. It hurts a whole entire community. Do you not fucking get this? Sorry, I just got a screenshot. That's her hashtag tonight. In BJ's chat. Hashtag gone like Molly. What the fuck? They think this shit's funny.
They all love saying that. Brittany loves to make herself a victim. Brittany's a victim. You're over every single thing. You know what I mean? Like, regardless if you hate me or not, if any of you were going through this, how would you feel? Some of you know how it feels. In particular, one of you went through it for 40 days. You know exactly what the cyber harassment felt like. But you know what? Here you are. You take part in it. You're taking part in doing it to somebody else. Ironically, somebody that defended you. I defended you.
And Granny had nothing to do with me reviewing BJ. Not once. Not even remotely close. Nothing to do with her. I didn't know who BJ was, and it wasn't through Granny. Granny never, ever asked me for
to my own avail. To my own detriment. I defended you in those 40 days that you were attacked online. And here you are, taking part in attacking me every time. It's ironic. Isn't it ironic how things happen and they play out?
Yeah, highlighting
Never once had I talked to her.
your own fucking words. A problem.
Not once.
I don't have
At
a
this
problem with
time.
my words.
Not
My
even
channel's
once.
still
Then
here.
me
I feel
redoing it's
alive.
going to be a problem with it.
But
If
this-
you're so set in your ways and what you think you're doing for
Girl.
these families is
You trying to put CPS? I've had CPS. I've been threatened with CPS from these people in your chat. Not
I've had CPS. I've been threatened with CPS. You hear that? May 4th, 2024.
it's ironic. Isn't it ironic how things happen and they play out?
highlighting your own fucking words. A problem for you.
Isn't it ironic how things happen and things play out? What was she claiming back here? Do you guys remember? Had she had a call or something? Or was she saying something was going on
Somebody that
behind the scenes? Does anybody remember?
that defended you. I defended you to my own avail. To my own detriment. I defended you in those 40 days that you were attacked online. And here you are taking part in attacking me every time. It's ironic. Isn't it ironic how things happen and they play out?
Highlighting your own fucking words. A problem for you.
I don't have a problem with my words. My channel's still
Then
here.
me
I still
reviewing
go
it
live.
shouldn't be a problem, would it?
But
If you're so set in your ways and what you think you're doing for
Girl.
these families is
You trying to put CPS? I've had CPS. I've been threatened with CPS from these people in your chat nonsense. I will show you. Give me, hold on.
you. I've asked
Give
you
me
for
a
that.
couple of hours to put it all together.
Please
because
do.
believe you me, it's a lot. It's a
Please
fucking
do.
lot.
The same name that
From
Sarah's
your
been
chat
dropping.
nonsense.
The name that Sarah's been dropping in your chat lately, Beta Jade. She
I don't
did
care
all,
about Beta Jade. I don't know who
guarantee
she
it.
is.
Go look at some of the stuff. When I came on this app, I got blamed for calling CPS 211 times on somebody. I've never called CPS on anybody but myself for resources for kids. That's it. Not my own children, nobody else's, let alone. I understand all the games that are
I told her this right off the bat when she tried.
played out here. I don't encourage it. I keep my shit right here. I don't do
Okay, that's the problem, nonsense. That's the problem. It just come out of her own mouth. The
This was May.
games out here. When it comes to
When was the calls to the school? Do you guys remember when the calls to the school was?
things like CPS threats, people calling the IRS, people threatening to come to your house, that's not games.
IRS, those are things that I never have threatened her with ever. Like, I've never said those things.
That at that point, that's real life. That's things that can
Look at that pause. Look at my face.
affect myself and my children and my family. You can look at it as a
Cash,
game.
behave.
I mean, after all, this person did say, you know, doing what she does is therapy. It's her therapy. You know, could you imagine slagging on other people on YouTube as being your therapy? I can tell you right now, one thing that I've never done.
It is therapeutic to push back on people like this that normalize behaviors like yours. It is refreshing to push back and say that, no, we don't normalize this shit. It is refreshing.
It's fired up a live
It is very therapeutic.
stream and went against somebody that hadn't.
That's because you've never stood for shit in your life. So of course you don't feel passionately because you go along with whatever makes you money. You've never stood for shit. It's whatever makes you the most money.
Come from me first. I would never. I could not imagine
You stand for nothing, in other words.
going live and just ripping somebody apart that I have never spoke to a day in my life.
Well, yeah, okay, so I can appreciate what she
It's so
claims she's trying to
crazy.
do. Okay, she advocates for these missing children. I appreciate that. However,
You know, I just have to say this too. When I first started reviewing her, I got a lot of fucking pushback. A lot of pushback. There was a lot of people that were like, liked her a lot. They either disliked her or they really, really liked her. And the people that disliked her were rougher on me at times than the people who liked her, because she was so mean to so many people and they thought it was like personal for me, and it wasn't, until she started accusing me like right off the bat. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? I don't do this shit. When I hopped on there, I was genuinely trying to tell her, look, you were wrong about Arctic's petitions. And that needs to be set straight because that's important for missing children, just like the fundraiser shit. We didn't talk shit about you the entire time or make it about you. I wouldn't have given a shit, truly wouldn't have given a shit if you would have joined and raised $5 or $10,000. It's for missing kids. You miss the point. You make it all about you all the time. W. Schmidt, she's pissed so many people off. Seriously. And there's no accountability still.
why do you need to bring
And the other one, fuck my life. Never mind. I don't even have words to describe that one. That my brain can't even conceptualize that one.
creators up and drag them on their way of getting the information out?
Cash.
What you do is no different than what she's doing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And I want to read Whiskey Girl's comment, because Whiskey Girl's comment is exactly the problem. This is what they tell themselves to make it okay what they're doing. Whiskey Girl says, Brittany, you don't like anyone speaking on you and yours, so stop doing it to families that are truly going through horrific situations you talk shit on. Good for the goose is good for the gander. Let me tell you something, Whiskey Girl. You tell yourself that what I'm saying about the Proudfoots justifies all of these sick attacks that have been levied my way. You couldn't be more wrong, because here's the thing. When we talk about the Proudfoots,
Cash, you've successfully started so many rumors tonight. Behave.
We don't say or do
These people are exhausting when they start coming at you and using Kenzie to do it, because I fucking rage over Kenzie.
anything near what the fuck y'all do. Okay? Oh my God. Since you want other creators to be responsible.
And you know they're going to take your comments tonight. So just everybody hear me say, Cash is being a goofball. Kenzie isn't dating no one.
For their
Don't.
I'm not the hypocrite here. I absolutely take accountability for everything that I say. And I can tell you right now,
She loves Cash like an uncle.
The things that
But if I'm his auntie, I'm kicking him in the fucking shins right now. And that they're going to run with that and turn that into something. Fuck. Let me just hit this button.
I've said do not justify this.
Cash, you're going to get me in trouble. And then I'm going to rage more about Kenzie. Stop.
Shit that y'all are doing to me at all.
No.
I've not sat out here and bullied a single soul. We haven't bullied the
They haven't bullied anyone.
Proudfoots. The shit that your people have said about Seth is far worse than what we've ever said about Chris or Katie. And if y'all truly care that much about the Proudfoots, why aren't y'all going off on other creators?
And we had been. And I came on into the story covering JLR, Justin, and Dolly.
Because there are other creators.
I've covered so many fucking creators that have done similar things to her. It's exhausting. She just pushes and pokes and does the stupid shit on a very personal level, unlike the others.
That have actually called them names and are really.
So you gravitate attention to it because you're going to respond to some of this shit. Ain't nobody not going to say something to some of these things that she's done.
Are really telling how they feel about it. Believe you me, I don't want you to go after anybody. I think you should stop. But
right.
Why is it that you
Thank you, dear lurkers. Cash is merely venting stream. Go sort out your own people. Exactly. But we already know. I'm like, oh fuck. They're gonna come for Kenzie and they're gonna use Cash to do it. And then I'm gonna fucking want to those people piss me off.
You guys are only focusing on certain people. I'm not even a big channel. That's the crazy part. I'm a drop in the bucket.
I always say that. That you're one of a bigger problem.
Small channel.
Yeah, you are.
And you guys act like I have the power.
No, it's because you're covering this specific case. It doesn't matter. Pascal, I've covered a lot. I've covered channels like Lore Lodge, other channels, bigger paranormal channels, huge paranormal channels, like 500,000. You're one part of a growing problem.
I don't even know. They act like I like, what is little old me gonna do? But the way that they're so up in arms about it, you would think that I'm levying power to like take people down. You know, the way they act is like I've got the power to go I don't know, arrest Katie and Chris or something. I don't know what the fuck they're thinking.
No, don't do that.
I mean, what do they think that I can do?
I don't know.
My channel is so small.
I don't allow anything in that chat, if it's negative, to be said.
By the way, she does this intentionally, in my opinion, these big drawn out pauses. That's why it takes like 45 minutes to get through a stream for her. Like a 10-minute stream, it takes 45 minutes because she interjects things so you forget what she was even talking about before or the last allegations that she made. And then she derails it and like validates that behavior before she goes on to the next thing she's going to lie about. It's fucking insane. But the chat gets lost in La La Land and just end up going along with it. Her chat doesn't even hear half of what she talks about. Guaranteed.
About the Proudfoot.
They tune her out.
We delete those. We also delete it when something is being said about a creator or, anybody that's in their chats inciting hate on you. We don't allow.
You guys were a pretty terrible panel guests. I will just say that, Starlight and Pink Burst. You guys are not falling for her shit. It's hysterical though, because you were bad panel guests because she like tries to get you guys in on the conversation and you're both like, let me walk this route. Like what you guys said isn't even like anything, nothing. There's nothing to it. You're just like kind of like, when you did speak. And usually it was just like 2 seconds.
All that.
It's funny because you can tell you're pretty much done because wasn't it just a couple months after this that you guys left?
We don't want that in the chat. So I'm just speaking out for myself and the rest of the mods. So
Yeah.
there's some integrity there. And that's fine. She doesn't want to take accountability for what her chat says, then I don't know what to tell her. But
Well,
We do
that goes for
try.
any creator.
absolutely.
We all are. I mean, y'all, how come you hold me responsible for the people?
So she's taken she was holding me to I'm responsible for my chat. So she would be the responsible one for her panel and her chat, correct? Okay. I mean, she want to play that.
On my panel?
I didn't put just Irish's comment on Salty. I don't know Salty. I don't pay attention to that shit and I just stay away from it. The TikTok stuff to me is mind blowing. I can't keep up with the YouTube creators, let alone the TikTok creators. And I know like there's a lot of shit I heard. Just not my thing. So I just stay away. But I didn't hold her responsible for just Irish's comment tonight.
If I'm responsible for people on my panel, surely you're responsible for your chat too.
And it's horrible.
Oh yeah, it is. It's
It's awful.
That's what I thought.
And then she'll come on here and tell me how it's not personal against me. But you have became
But it's really not. People get so confused with that because do I dislike these people? Yeah. 100%. But it's not on a personal level. Like I don't have that investment with each of these people individually. They're all a part of a problem that frustrates the fuck out of me. The problem itself and the fact that we're so far behind and I don't have an answer of how to change legislation or how to like do everything. I don't have the time. I can show the harm that these people do. I can put energy in here that I don't have. And it is frustrating, but each of you individually, do I dislike some of you more than others? Yes, because of shit like this. Just the blatant fucking lies you're telling straight to my fucking face and thinking I'm going to just let you walk all over me. You were sitting there lying and concocting lies straight to my face and thinking that I was just going to, oh, yeah. The fuck? And you wonder why you get reviewed?
a fortress, a camp out session. You have platformed these people. You have given them a space to go to group up and just y'all, the things that they've said in that chat about me are sick. And you can't tell me she don't see it.
And the things that your chat has said about other people.
Yeah.
Please. And after
Yes, there's a lot of them that dislike you highly that say some pretty awful shit at times. Abso-fucking-lutely. I've actually even said that there's some that I believe take it too far with you. They make you a victim. But these are also grown adults. I don't know what they've been through with you. I have no idea. So is it justified, their hatred? Possibly. That's their relationships. I'm not going to sit here and fucking tell them they have to be silent on their fucking experiences with you. And it's ugly to see, isn't it?
play this, I'm going to show y'all what the exact definition is that she's doing. And it's not just to me. She's doing this to other people too. And what if I would like to ask, what have I said about the Proudfoots?
This is why I think she like is really trying to get people not to say my name anymore because she don't want people to see that this was happening a year ago. She relies on the audience turnover rate being so high so fast that she doesn't think that they're going to realize that this is an ongoing pattern of behavior that she's created over and over again.
So bad. Really. I've never called him names except for bloated toe. And my God, y'all had a nervous breakdown about that.
Yeah, but that wasn't even you. Again.
Nope.
But I guess if you're taking accountability, okay, let's do that.
Right. See, Brandy just pointed out another one of her hypocrisies. They have called me a racist for something somebody else said on my panel. They called me a homophobe for something.
It's probably more like a burn book, if we're being honest. There might be locks of my hair in there at this point. I kind of picture the movie The Craft and her and a few of her mods being that group of girls and me being the one that they put the stuff in the spell in the shampoo.
And transphobe for something somebody else has said on my panel. How is it that I'm responsible?
No, you were not responsible for CJ. gave him the space to do that and didn't think there was anything wrong with it. You guys giggled about it. And then you doubled down, and then it became a you thing that you became very comfortable in the rhetoric and claiming that you weren't. So becoming even more transphobic as you were trying to defend that you weren't transphobic. Saying your words again, TRANNY, just rolled out of your mouth. And associating with people that have been allowed to call me man sense in your chats for months on end now. We showed that last night. And now they're spreading it other places, taking the transphobia, and now thinking it's funny to hashtag gone like Molly. Molly was canceled for transphobia. Transphobic content. There's nothing fucking funny about this.
Oh, God
You've displayed your transphobia widely.
doesn't even hold people accountable for what other people say. Like, how are you? But no, you know, you're
Oh, Starlight, I'm sorry. I wasn't picturing you guys. I was picturing Yvette, Sarah, and Reality.
you are free from any accountability at all. None.
For the real,
Oh,
like,
really?
if you-
Really?
100%.
This is so fucked up.
Right.
I
I
know
do.
that you can't see what
Show
you're
me
doing
proof
is
of
wrong.
otherwise. Show me proof. Just like tonight, you said I called Brooks a C word.
You're
I
inside.
didn't use that word. I called her a twat.
You're inciting.
Oh, that was, yeah, she had told her chat that I called Brooks a C word. There's been very few people I've called the C word on here. Have I used it? Yes. Towards you? Yes. Brooks, I hadn't, though. I called her a twat.
Hate.
A twat.
Oh my God.
Like, there's no reason for me to lie about those things. It was stupid.
You inciting hate. You fucking inciting hate. And
But she just lied about everything to my face and thought she was going to, what was I supposed to do here? What did she expect? Starlight, did she think I was going to back down to her?
you don't even see it. You don't even
What do you
listen.
think you're doing to the parents of an active?
Are you kidding me?
child?
Show me where I've incited hate towards these people.
Oh, towards
And,
Katie, you have.
and let me tell you
What,
something.
do you- what,
Towards
what do you
Katie,
think you're doing to a victim?
listen,
Did you
the
ever
only
think
thing-
about why would you talking about her mother and potentially her record, why would that be a problem? But then somebody comes in your chat, I found out today.
because
somebody
she's a
comes in your chat
registered
and-
SO and Sebastian is missing. You have to ask those questions. You have to.
So blaming her for her mother being one.
I'm not blaming her. Where did I ever blame her? Show me
You
where I
guys
blame
just
her.
act like it's so great.
Show me
You
where I blame
understand the
her.
re-victimization. If she's an
Show me
RSO,
where I
you
blame
understand
her.
she has victims.
Girl, I mean, that is perfect. I'm not joking when I said that that's what I've pictured before. I've pictured that group being the girls from the craft with locks of my hair and my hair like falling. Because you guys know I've been complaining about my hair loss. And they, seriously, I think they have locks of my hair and are the girls from the craft. Reality, Sarah, Yvette, and her. Like, I should remake that video with their images. It'd be fitting.
Victims. Do you understand
no, and
that
you
she
know, I've
obviously
never-
has victims if she's an
Show me where I
RSO?
blamed her. Show me where I blamed
You
her
guys-
mom. It's not her fault. Her mother's a fucking RSO. Where did I say that? Okay, so I do want to apologize that I said the F word. I did not realize that I dropped the F bomb so many times last night. So I do want to apologize for that because I do know that there are Christians who watch my channel and that you know that me saying that is probably bothersome to some people. So sorry that I said that.
Oh my
Um,
God.
Thank you, Crystal, for saying that. I really appreciate that. She says, in my opinion, it's just busy Karens that don't want to really do something productive. Brittany isn't breaking the law, so
If she has a blonde one, we might know where it's at.
it's just their opinion. Someone that doesn't like how cases are covered, YouTube isn't it. Thank you. Thank you. If you don't like it, just don't watch. Period. If I don't like something, I don't watch it. Respectfully asking, Blueberry. Okay, Blueberry. Blueberry, you are Granny's freaking supporter, so I don't even know why you're here, but whatever. Respectfully asking, why do people get timed out for having a difference of opinion? How can anything be solved by avoiding or wanting to give both sides a voice? Well, I'm going to tell you right now how it's happened so far is these people most people that come in here already have a preconceived notion, and the mods y'all can back me on this one. They'll come in and act like they're going to say something and actually have, a legit conversation. They'll ask what seemingly, a legit question, and then when I indulge them and answer, they start dragging me. Like, if these people really want to have a genuine conversation, then you ask genuine questions. You don't come in and just start like it's been a shit show. The people, they raid my chat and then nothing gets accomplished. They cry out in pain as they strike you, a lesson as old as time. Yep, pretty much. That's exactly what happens. But here,
She's made the same excuse with every creator that's basically pushed back on her or had problems with her, it's always been their fault. Like, it's seriously wash, rinse, repeat. When I continue to say, like, this is just my experience with her, she's done this and had similar conversations like this with so many people or blamed them for similar things. It's unfucking real.
I want to point out what she did. Did y'all see what she just did there? She accused me of holding Katie responsible for what Katie's mom is. We've never done that, and I never would do that. And I tell her that. Mm-hmm.
Did she ask why it's anybody's business if her mom's an RSO? Did you hear
Yes.
that?
Yeah, sure did.
We have a missing 15-year-old out there.
Mhm.
I have big problems if there's an RSO somewhere involved in this equation.
Right. But logically, again, based on the facts that we knew at the time, the situation would have been, police would have known about that situation right off the hand. So again, the internet doesn't need to dissect that for their own determination. Like law enforcement, this is where we have to trust in law enforcement in true crime cases. It's not for the internet to sit and dissect all the what if, could have, should have about that situation either.
Equation
Mhm.
personally. So I just wanted to add that. That's all.
No, you're right. That's why I told her. I was like, she's like, why does that matter? Why is that anybody's business? Because we have Sebastian who's missing, and that's important. That's why. Of course. Yeah, Jesus. And then, but then she said, and this is a genuine example of what she does. She will take my words and twist them. She's sitting there running on the fact, claiming that I've used that against Katie, and I've never in my life accused Katie of being
No.
at fault. That's it.
That's
Why
not
would I?
her
That's
fault.
not her
Come
fault.
on.
Yeah,
Come
exactly.
on.
And then you go over there nonsense and you go live and you tell people, you know, that I'm coming against Katie. What do you?
But they don't even understand what I was trying to say here. They don't even get it. By constantly talking about it in the fashion that they were, is making the victim feel like shit over and over again, the way it was being discussed. Putting some sort of shame or responsibility on the victim's shoulders at oftentimes. Like they don't even get that how they use it to weaponize against somebody, because at the same time they're saying that Chris and Katie are, you know, abusive or any of these things, and then continuing to dig into shit like that is terrible. They don't even get the point of what this is.
You think people are going to get? They're going to hate me even more. How
Look-
can you say that you're not inciting hate against me or us?
Yeah, you've got other channels out there going live about you saying all this about you saying Katie's mom or Katie is just as guilty or whatever they're saying.
Yeah.
I'm all
Maria, we played her live, a portion of her live from this morning, and a part that really bothered me about that live. And now we're watching one from May 4th, 2024, where she weaponized, well, suicide baited.
oh, I'm all over the place. Excuse me.
She's just saying, basically saying I'm holding Katie accountable for what her mom's done, and it's like, are you serious? And I like what KW just said. Look at that. If you're a SO, it's
And if you didn't catch that part in this morning's live, please rewind, because that's a pretty proper term. When you're considering what is happening here, she is using it as bait for people to say.
everyone's business.
Amen, sister. I would want to know.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's here we go.
And if-
Yeah. Show me where I blamed her.
If you have a better term or a better suggestion, let me know. But that's pretty appropriate when you consider what the situation is.
How you guys act about
See,
every
no, this is
fucking
what you
thing.
do. You twist my words like
I
crazy.
didn't twist your words.
Yes,
You
I've
fucking
never,
blatantly lied.
I never blamed her. I never blamed her. You're not going to call me a bitch on my panel. You're not going to call me a bitch on my panel. I'm going to tell you that right now.
She opens this up by calling me a heifer, but I can't call her a bitch. Come on now. I called Chico a bitch when Chico's up here. Bitch, please. I say shit like that all the time. Was I calling her a bitch? Yes. But if that's going to offend you, come on.
I never blamed her for her mom being that. That's not her fault. I've never accused her of killing Sebastian either. Never.
I would hope you wouldn't,
Never.
because we don't even know if he's alive.
I haven't.
I would still hope that you have hope he's still alive.
No, I don't. That's what I say. Go
I
back
really
and look.
hope that.
I always say we don't know. We have no
Yeah,
clue.
we don't have
None
a
of us
clue.
know. And the only listen, nonsense. My point of contention with Katie and with Chris has been the belt. I have a child that's on the spectrum. and that's it. So it's my
I
point
get
of contention is they're disparaging. They speak of him in a disparaging way.
No, they don't.
Yes, they.
Also, because it's obvious, her children were in the background hearing this discussion. That is not my responsibility that her children are in the background of this video. It is not my choice to have my children present during this video, but it is her choice. But then she's putting off why people are playing her children onto everybody else too. Then she incited people to believe that I was clipping her children in a negative fashion, doing something nefarious to her children to the point where somebody called me a predator. Then she spun it and turned it around and said, I called her a predator, which again, that's not what I was fucking saying. And they know that. But you hear them in the background of her video.
They do.
Yeah.
This is her public content while she's having these discussions, and you wonder why people have problems with it.
They do. Come on, nonsense.
Are we supposed to ignore it?
No, they don't.
The people that say do not talk about kids have the biggest issue with family vlogging. But then we're not supposed to, like, if my kids were, you guys should say something. You should be like, Becky, get it together.
And here's the
You're deaf then. You are deaf and blind to the whole thing.
actually furthest from it. They do not, in an aspect of a professional setting, speaking from a professional, like outside the box. If CPS obviously had interaction with them, correct? Whether we like it or not, take your opinion out of it for a minute and let's just talk about the facts for a second. And I'm being serious here. Lay it down for a second. Look at it from, obviously CPS was involved, correct? You
Yeah,
reported on
multiple
that.
times. Yeah.
And I wasn't speaking from a professional standpoint, me being a professional, from the agencies involved.
So we can agree that there were professionals involved. And yes,
Oh my Lord. Look at what Bree McGee just said. That's what I'm telling y'all. Bree, anybody that takes a few minutes, Christian, give him my charger. Anybody who takes a few minutes and actually looks this through can see the hypocrisy is
It's fine to point it out that she is. It's fine to point it out in detail if you're following the facts of the case. But to use it in a way to disparage the mother of a missing child like it's been done is another situation. They don't get it.
heavy and thick as F. Bree says she made a huge deal when an RSO was searching for Sebastian, but is fighting back against bringing up that Sebastian's grandmother is an RSO. Make that make sense.
Oh, Chris, she blamed Jay for being the reason why she had to move her kids off the couch. She blamed that on Jay.
Because to
It's probably because Jay was clipping shit like that, though.
me, Bree, it absolutely proves.
And again, whose responsibility is that? It's not Jay's. It's hers. There's whole entire channels built to bringing down family vlogging because of what they put their children through. So the same people that have an issue with family vlogging are telling us, do not point out the obvious going on there.
That it's
so
not
weird. So fucking weird.
About Sebastian at all. And listen, I can say this nonsense.
And again, I think there's a way to talk about it without talking about her children. They're not at fault. These kids are not at fault. Kids are innocent. But our behavior that directly impacts them, and we show that publicly, yeah, if I was in here doing this or having this conversation with my girls present, I would hope you guys would be like, Becky, that's not appropriate. Don't do that. I don't even let my girls come on YouTube like that, though. They watch their little videos and that's it.
She has only started coming after me since the Sebastian Rogers stuff. But the people in her chat, those people have been coming for me for forever now. And I notice when nonsense does a
And she acknowledges that these people have disliked her for quite some time. Again, I don't know what they've been through to like try to silence them. Some of them, in my opinion, go low, but then I find out some of the shit you've done to them and I'm like, well, fuck, I probably would have said worse.
the live that's like strictly on the case, they are nowhere to be found. They only come in when it's about trashing me. So, I mean,
Yeah, and they're being spoon-fed, little tidbits of information. And what you've always done with all the cases that you cover is we dig.
Kay, I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me coming from you. Thank you. It's just replaying her own words. I think she's slid by for so long. And I think people are able, like, seeing it now. I see so many names that were in her chat 15 months ago. So many that are like, my eyes are wide open. It's been so interesting to see who is, and names I don't recognize too, but there's so many that are like, I can't believe I fell for this. And it's one by one, people have light bulb moments. And I think it's been so in everybody's face with this filing that people have had to pay attention, which is, I'm glad.
And
But she did it to herself.
you know, we analyze and stuff, and that's what they're not getting that part. So you know what I mean?
Right. And hey, Tiffany. And another part is that oh crap, I forgot what I was gonna say. Neil was asking for the charger and it threw me off. Dang it. All right, hold on. I'm gonna play the rest of this real quick and get him a charger.
Yes.
Again, recently she's been blaming others for doxing her children by saying her children's names. That's not true either.
We all know that they make huge mistakes at times.
She's been saying their names. And I say my girls' names. I don't have a cow when people repeat their names. Never. It's the stories and the lies they tell or the shame that they try to apply.
Correct? We can agree
Oh,
on that. too, I'm sure.
absolutely.
Kenzie's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
But she's also an adult.
But there was multiple agencies and multiple places that were involved. That's the other thing. Law enforcement, from one end to the other, is really investigating this. Whether we like the tone and the words that they choose, at the end of the day, that's our own opinions of their choice of words. That is not.
Teresa, I'll take teal hearts. Purple hearts are for those that have actually served their country and done something amazing. So I'll take a teal one, though. I don't think teal represents anything, but I don't ever want to take from the purples. But I will take a teal one at this point, because let me tell you, her voice is really grating on the nerves after 15 months of like doing timelines like I do. But again, my choice. It's all been my choice. Hank's sitting behind me.
Factually speaking, from a professional standpoint, we can argue about parenting styles, popping on the belt. I was raised getting beat with a belt, picking my own switch. You know, that old school generation. Unfortunately, no matter whether we like it or not, there are still some old school generation. There are still people that believe in spare the rod, spoil the child. Whether we like it or not.
Not even his dad. He's not even Sebastian's father.
I get that, and you can have your opinion on that. We
Yes,
can all have our opinions.
but you won't let me have my opinion. You have to go live about me every freaking.
Your
okay,
opinions are
multiple
not
times a week.
speculation. You are actively speculating. We're talking terms
Why
here
do
about
you think?
a belt.
Okay, why do you believe that you have the right to dictate what other people?
I'm not trying to.
Blueberry. To be fair, she says it was an honest question and I wasn't rude at all. But you judged me just now because you are only reading and taking what I said asked as an insult. It is how you interpret what you are reading. To be fair, you forget that I see the horrible things that you've said about me in other chats. Okay, so
I'm not good enough about stuff like that. Like, I say my girls' names, but I could be more mindful. But at the end of the day, too, it would be hard for me not to slip up. I would have to completely not have any discussions around my family at all with you guys to not fuck that up. So I don't care if you guys know their names. Truly, I would love to be able to share more, but for their privacy and because I know how crazy the internet is, I don't. But it's not because I'm not proud of them. I'm extremely fucking proud of them. And I would love to be able to share them, but for their safety and dignity, no way.
it's a little hard to look at you, you know, as somebody that's coming from a point where you want to actually extend an olive branch when I've seen you say some pretty foul stuff about me in those chats. Right. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
a little,
I haven't seen him, you know, in the chats or in the community, trying to add discourse to anything. So why would it matter?
My members, just on that note too, though, like my members have got to see like choir concerts. They're blurred out, of course, but you guys have got to see some pictures like that, videos like that. Like, I absolutely love them, but that's why I keep them off here, is because I do love them. This place is crazy. People are fucking crazy. That's why I genuinely was telling her, like, if she was getting death threats, fucking report that shit. People are fucking crazy.
What we think of her opinion or not.
right.
She's over here right now because you're doing this live. If you were doing a true crime live, she wouldn't be here.
No.
So it's kind of null and void, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I mean, let's be real. That person doesn't want, like, if these people wanted peace, they would actually be trying for it. If you wanted peace.
Thank you, Teresa, for becoming a member or being a member for 6 months. Goodness. Sorry, it's late. It's way past my bedtime. We're almost done. Hank wants to go to bed. That's why he's climbing up on my head.
She would actually be trying.
It's past his bedtime. He goes to bed at 9:30 usually. So we're up 2 nights in a row late.
And to get the people that are coming after us constantly to try to extend that olive branch, and you're inciting it right along with them.
And there's tons of people that have different opinions. Some with Seth and Chris and Katie, and we don't ever delete comments or anything if someone disagrees. For God's sake, that's what we like. We like the debates, you know.
Yep.
healthy debates. Let me rephrase that.
Hell, I'm going to be honest with you. People have asked me over and over, why did you open up the panel to her? You know, like when you saw her backstage, why didn't you just kick her and keep going? There was a part of me, a very small part, but a part nonetheless, where I thought maybe if I let this girl on, we can make some type of leeway here, you know, like maybe we can agree to disagree on some things. But the very minute that I heard her say that it is absolutely my responsibility, you know, and that don't do that to her, you know, I'm that person that, you know, I love to play this game. I knew that right then and there was no chance at all. Tiffany, Britt, thanks for doing a live before my bedtime, honey. Good looking out. You know I love you, Tiffany. I hope you're doing all right. Girl, I got to start going live during the day so I can get you in my chat. All right. Because that's exactly what you're doing.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to get you to have respect for the stories that you're telling.
So to bully someone into submission, you cannot do that.
You claim that this is your job, correct? And I'm not shaming you at all.
You cannot bully someone into submission. That's not how it works.
I'm not attempting to bully you into submission.
What do you think?
I'm trying to get you to speak and think about the victims. Think about somebody telling your story at the lowest time.
Oh my God.
Would you want to be kicked over and over again? When you were laying on the floor at the weakest moment in your
life,
you want
to hope that everybody would talk about my kids, and I have not kicked them. I have complained about the things.
No skeletons in your closet.
Oh no, fuck no, I'm not perfect. I got all kind of fucked up issues, but I would still want people to advocate and talk about my son.
That was a lot. Sorry, that was a lot. Kenzie was talking too, so let me go here. Oh God, you'll just wait till you see CJ's comment.
Or not
right,
and there's
not even Sebastian's fault
in the community.
Hold on,
like.
Where did I go? I just totally bumped it.
Okay. All right. Drop it. I have complained.
Hold on, you guys. Kenzie's yelling at Hank. I know he's getting Bella.
Because that is
dictate what you talk about.
Exactly what you're doing.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to get you to have respect for the victims and the stories that you're telling.
So to bully someone into submission, you cannot do that.
You claim that this is your job, correct? And I'm not shaming you at all.
You cannot bully someone into submission. That's not how it works.
I'm not attempting to bully you into submission.
What do you think?
I'm trying to get you to speak and think about the victims. Think about somebody telling your story at the lowest time.
Oh my God.
Would you want to be kicked over and over again? When you were laying on the floor at the weakest moment in your life, would you want
hope
somebody standing
that
over you
everybody would talk about my kids, and I have not kicked them. I have complained about the things.
No skeletons in your closet.
Oh no, fuck no, I'm not perfect. I got all kind of fucked up issues, but I would still want people to advocate and talk about my son.
This isn't advocating when you're speculating about the parents. We don't even have a crime right now.
Are you sticking up for Chris Proudfoot? Hold on. Are you sticking up for Chris Proudfoot?
And are you saying
I'm sticking up for the parents of a missing child? 100%.
What about all the shit Granny's talked about?
What?
You support people that talk shit on Seth. Why is that okay?
When you say that she talks shit on Seth, are you talking about like she goes off the rails? And you got to understand, I don't watch.
Flat out says she doesn't like him because other people uplift him. What kind of shit is that? Mocks him about his pain. Oh, I can get you some clips, girlfriend.
Okay, please do. No, please do. I would love to see it. I've asked that. I was asking you genuinely the other day. If these exist, send them to me. And nobody would. You said that. I think you ended up saying that they were.
Kenzie, you got anything to say? She's talking to her cat. You tell Cash to behave.
No.
I told Cash, I told on you to sis, and she goes, oh, he's trying to start shit. She goes, oh, he's feeling froggy tonight. Mm-hmm.
Deleted or something.
Oh, her whole live stream was deleted. It absolutely was.
Sometimes I think she gets a kick out of when they troll because she gets to talk all the shit behind the scenes. I don't let her do it publicly, but trust and believe when they talk about her and she knows, she talks all the shit behind the scenes about them and how idiotic they are and pathetic they are. She's just like her mama. She just does it privately.
Of course she's. My whole point is,
what live stream are you talking about?
Oh my God!
No, I'm serious. I genuinely don't know because
it was
say that again. Say, hey, wait.
I'm gonna do a private thing, like if I love you. Yeah.
Yeah. She would do it publicly if I'd let her. I don't.
Stream she did,
Kenzie is a professional at shit talk from playing Call of Duty.
and it was about Jen Soto and Maddie Soto and what happened to Maddie. And she presented the case, and she freaking used that case as a weapon against 2 other mothers on YouTube to show that because they dated a guy on YouTube, she's trying to say that, look at what happened to Maddie. This is what May Noodles and Dee Dee is doing. They by default put their kids in, like, she compared the whole thing. She went through the whole case and she used it to drag 2 other people. Like, oh my God, it was so disgusting. So freaking disgusting.
I genuinely have not seen it. I didn't watch really anything when it came to that case, and that's genuinely speaking. I couldn't tell you the slightest about this live stream. So if it exists or you have, send me what you want me to see. I can't have eyes everywhere. And whether you want to think that I am watching you like you think I'm not. My eyes have been focused on, this is a bigger problem than just you, Brittany. You have personal history with Granny. I get that. You have personal history with a lot of people that I have never even heard of until this case.
Right.
This is not
it
personal
definitely
for
helped
me.
your channel grow. Let me tell you.
No, it's not just you. I call it.
No, you
people that are
definitely
way
haven't
bigger than
grown
you.
your channel just off of me. And I say it all the time. It's off of other creators too. But you
Absolutely.
you have
The truth-
definitely been a den for my haters. That's for sure.
Well, in the same thing, that's how you.
Whoops. She booted
Hold
me.
on. That was an important part and I accidentally unshared it. Because
She didn't boot me yet. It's coming up though.
I make a point here that I feel is strong. Listen to that again.
Eyes everywhere, and whether you want to think that I am watching you like you think I'm not. My eyes have been focused on, this is a bigger problem than just you, Brittany. You have personal history with Granny. I get that. You have personal history with a lot of people that I have never even heard of until this case.
Right.
It
definitely helped your channel grow. Let me tell you. All right.
No, it's not just you.
Hold on a minute.
I call it.
This is not personal for her, right? This is not personal for her. When I get finished playing this for y'all, I'm going to go over to her channel and we're going to see just how many live streams she's done about me in the last month. Okay? If this isn't personal for you, then you should have no problem laying off a little bit. And you know, personally, I think you should stop. You're hurting people. Like
I should stop hurting people.
Well, you definitely haven't grown your channel just off of me. And I say it all the time. It's off of other creators too. But you have definitely been a den for my haters. That's for sure.
Well, in the same thing, that's how you grew your channel off of missing
A den for her haters.
cases and other people. Like, that's growth, right? Like, that's kind of how it works.
And I'm like, yeah, and you've grown your channel off of these cases. Like, I review you and you guys review these cases by proxy. You know, this is how YouTube works.
I've never sat on my panel and did what you've done to me, to these missing family members.
You know what?
Victims.
I would wish you would have the balls to do this for a
I
family
would
of a
not
victim.
do this. I would never do what you do because I don't believe in bullying people.
You don't believe in bullying
people. You really think that what you're doing
you're kicking the family of a missing child that we don't even have a crime yet.
What you're doing is a good thing. Nonsense. You really
it is
believe
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Because you know what we did?
What are
We were
you
able
going
to
to do
get
when
the
somebody
attention of
takes
the
their own
California
life?
governor
Nonsense? Let me
to
ask
get
you
a
that.
hearing. You know
What
what?
are you going to do when
My group
someone
of
takes their
people-
own life over
Oh,
your
you're not going to put that on me. See, the
No,
thing that I
because
don't
you
play
don't
is I
think-
don't play
Oh,
little kid
because
games
yeah,
like
because
that.
you tell.
Did you hear what she just said? Now let me rewind that again. This is why I played this example tonight. Because of what she did this morning.
Really been a den for my haters. That's for sure.
Well, in the same thing, that's how you grew your channel off of missing cases and other people. Like, that's growth, right? Like, that's kind of how it works
I've
out
never
here.
sat on my panel and did what you've done to me, to these missing family members.
You know what?
Victims.
I would wish you would have the balls to do this for a
I
family
would
of a
not
victim.
do this. I would never do
wouldn't.
what you do because I don't believe in bullying people.
You
If
don't believe in
you
bullying
really
people.
think that what you're doing
Well,
is
you're kicking
is
the
a good
family of a
thing.
missing child that we
You
don't even have a
truly
crime
think what
yet.
you're doing is a good thing nonsense. You
It
really
is
believe that.
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Because you know what we did?
What
We
are
were
you
able
going
to
to do
get
when somebody
attention of
takes
the
their own
California
life
governor
nonsense? Let me
to
ask
get a
you that.
hearing. You know
What
what?
are you going to do when
My group
someone
of
takes their
people.
own life over your?
Oh,
what
that's you're
what
not going to
doing?
put that on me. See, the
No,
thing that I
because
don't
you
play
don't
is I
think.
don't play
Oh,
little kid
because
games
yeah,
like
because
that.
you tell
I don't do
yourself.
that.
No, you tell
We don't
yourself.
take responsibility for people's
Oh my
mental health.
God.
Nope, we're not doing that. You don't get to
Are
put
you
that on
fucking
people.
kidding me?
Yeah, I'm
You don't
fucking
push
serious.
people to.
And I said this right to her face in May. So I've not only said this publicly tonight. Oh shit! I dropped her water bottle on my foot out of the freezer. I've not only said it here, but I've said it to her. The same exact thing. And stand right on it. Sorry for the loud noise, you guys. I dropped her water bottle on my foot and it's frozen and it hurts.
Their break like that nonsense.
If
And-
this is
and
pushing
that's
you to
how
your
you-
break, then this is the job you chose.
seriously fucking
You are
tell
open for
yourself.
criticism on a public
Oh
app.
wow!
You will
You
not get
really
to
tell
change
yourself
somebody.
that other people are responsible. So it's not your fault. They're
Wow, I guess I didn't hear her say that last night. Did y'all just hear that? Wow, hold on a minute. I didn't hear her say that part.
Yeah, let's go back. I'm sorry.
Whoa, y'all
Yeah, go back. Go back.
listen closely to what she just says, because I really feel for anybody that has this outlook.
Sorry, Hank needs to go to
because
bed.
it's a very sociopathic mind frame. If with
I was a sociopathic. I had a sociopathic mind frame. I want you to take these things in. She is telling people that I have a sociopathic mind frame. She's also called me a psychopath. Two terms that have huge connotation for so many in the true crime community that are like, oh, she's called me or told people that I called her a predator, which didn't happen. Well, she has justified the things that have been done and said to me. And when I handled it like a grown adult and said, hey, if you need to talk to me because you're not going to accuse me of anything with children ever, here's my information. Accused me of fucking going real life on her. Fucking crazy bitch.
this outlook, you could do anything.
And I've called her crazy fucking dirty neck bitch.
To anybody
And a few other things.
and never feel bad about it.
what you've done to me, to these missing family members.
You know what?
Victims.
I would wish you would have the balls to do this for a
I
family
would
of a
not
victim.
do this. I would never do
wouldn't.
what you do because I don't believe in bullying people.
You
If
don't believe in
You
bullying
really
people.
think that what you're doing is
Well,
is,
you're kicking
is
the
a good
family of a
thing.
missing child that we
You
don't even have a
truly
crime
think what
yet.
you're doing is a good thing nonsense. You really
It is
believe that.
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Because you know what we did?
What
We
are
were
you going
able
to
to
do
get
when somebody
attention of
takes
the
their own?
It's my belief that this is why she won't let some of these people up on her panel, because she knows that if I schooled her ass like this and she had to mute me and then drop me down, she couldn't handle the shit she would get from so many people. She won't let hardly anybody up.
own
California
life
governor
nonsense. Let me
to
ask
get a
you that.
hearing. You know
What
what?
are you going to do
My
when
group
someone
of
takes their
people-
own life over your?
Oh, that's you're not going to put that on me. See, the thing that I don't play is I don't play little kid
because
games
yeah,
like
because
that.
you tell
I
yourself.
don't do that.
No,
We
you
don't-
tell
we
yourself.
don't
Hey, daddy's baby girl.
Take responsibility for people's
Oh my
mental health.
God.
Nope, we're not doing that. You don't get to
Are
put
you
that on
fucking
people.
kidding me?
Yeah, I'm
You don't
fucking
push
serious.
people to their break like that nonsense.
If
And-
this is
and
pushing you
that's
to
how
your
you-
break, then this is the job you chose.
seriously fucking
You are
tell-
Whoa.
Again, I just want to mention that this is a year ago, May 4th, 2024. So what she did this morning has significance because she continues to try the same thing. And it's not fair to do to anybody. It wouldn't be fair if I did it. It's not fair anybody does this. We are all grown adults making our own choices. If we are struggling with mental health, we need to normalize getting help, seeking out help. If the pressures of life, if it's too much, if this job that you've chose to have is too much on your mental health, then you need a supportive partner that says, you know what? Let me take some of that burden of you trying to make those paychecks so you can make yourself a priority and you go get mental health. Again, I'm not responsible for anything that goes on in your life. Your words on this app is what I'm focused on and what I have centered in on, as you call it. Your life is your priority, or should be. But rearrange your priorities. Stop pushing it off that it's everybody else's fault for your, what do you call it, misery? And do something. Stop trying to push it off that it's all of our choices. We don't make you come to work to pay your bills. If you enjoy this career, then stay with it. But don't blame everybody else for your issues. If this career path isn't doing it for you and you can't handle it mentally, as you call it, your job, then maybe it's time for you to seek a different career path instead of taking accountability for your actions. Fuck, it's playing, by the way, too. That one mental health professional, allegedly innocent, on, what day was it? Duchess, are you still in here? What day was that we noticed that? Friday? I don't remember. On National Missing Kids Day. On International Missing Kids Day, she was live, like, mocking the shit out of Chris and Katie.
Bert, are you muted?
Yeah. She was, like,
Oh my
openly
God,
mocking them.
no. I don't even know if I can repeat.
She was reviewing them, and she was, like, openly mocking them on International Missing Children's Day. When I came on here, when we were doing the fundraiser, and I said there was people that were just making me sick to my stomach, she was one of them. There was so many people choosing that day. Like, again, people go live, do whatever. Like, they've reviewed Katie on Mother's Day repeatedly. Seth gets reviewed on Father's Day. I don't agree with all of it. It's terrible. Oftentimes it gets real ugly. But I've never seen the things done to Seth like I've seen done to Chris and Katie. Truly. For 15 months. Is it bad? Yeah. It can get real ugly.
Eat myself and all of that.
But a lot of it is repeating his own things that he said and then said he didn't say, and then, so on and so forth.
I'm blind. I couldn't see the little button.
For what it's worth, Barry, I don't think you're a bad person. Okay, I don't. But you said some pretty mean stuff
Sorry, Duchess, it came to me. It was International Children's Day when we noticed that she was doing that.
about me, but I don't think you're a bad person. Did you?
Duchess is like, sometimes I'll send her a live stream that I find, and she'll be like, what the hell? And she'll send me one, and I'm like, it gets worse. It just gets worse.
Hear what the hell she just said?
Her interview has been reviewed so many times and new stories concocted out of it so many times by this point. It's in the hundreds of times that Duchess's interview with the Proudfoots has been picked apart. That wasn't what she was doing the other night, allegedly innocent, but another interview.
This is if it's that way, this is the job you chose. This
It
is what
is.
you chose. So you think that I chose?
Is this not her career path? Am I wrong in saying that this is her choice of choosing this for her career? Yes or no? Chat, please let me know. Is it her responsibility for the path she chose for career?
To be attacked day in and day out? This is what I choose?
Replaying your own words is not an attack. Me pointing out the things you are doing and saying that I find to be harmful is not an attack. It probably feels like one because it's your own statements that you are being pushed back on. But if you're proud of this, then be proud of it. That's why when you review me, I've even reviewed you reviewing me and been like, yep, I did that. Yep. I wasn't proud of my behavior. Yeah. That's how I learned.
Or to say
You own your shit. It's not that hard.
that no, I'm not responsible for your.
They thought they were going to shut me down about the Marvon and Dre, about when I was mean to Dre. Fuck that. I owned that shit. I told everybody. That's how I woke up to the problem that we were seeing.
Mental health. Don't put that on me. Then that negates
And
everything that you are doing. Everything.
Kenzie's going to message you for me tomorrow.
You no longer have a leg to stand on, nonsense.
Message me for you.
If you
Message you for me.
genuinely believe that, then you cannot hold me responsible for these families at all.
These families didn't choose to have a child go missing or be involved in heinous, horrifying situations. These families didn't get to choose that. You're choosing this as a career path. The comparison doesn't land. And you cannot justify it that it does.
You can't get it both ways. You can't come to me and tell me that your actions on me
Duchess has done so good because every fucking time they criticize her, they critique her because she should be interrogating or attempting to pretend that she's interrogating these families. When Duchess is very clear that she sticks to awareness and letting them have the space to talk and bring awareness. She doesn't find it her responsibility to interrogate these families, and she treats them with kindness and respect.
potentially causing me
never.
to have, whatever happen. You
They
have
could
no,
never
you
be like
bear no
Duchess.
responsibility for that. You've
Never.
lost all moral high ground and any standing
I'm the one that lost more high ground in this conversation. I want you to take that in.
that you may have had, which I don't believe you ever had any, but you have no leg to stand on anymore because you cannot hold me to that same standard that you don't even hold your damn self to at all. I don't, can somebody please tell me how that level of thinking?
It actually pisses people off that I defend Duchess so much. Like, not pisses them off, but they get, oh, here comes nonsense, sticking up for Duchess. Well, fuck yeah, I'm going to. Fuck yeah, you guys are lying about her. She's an amazing friend and a hell of a woman. She does really good bringing awareness. And so seeing them like constantly pick her apart is frustrating to me. So when BJ thought it was just going to slide after Tiffany Marie doxed Duchess and she was in the fucking chat, she thought we were all just going to forgive and forget. We were just going to move on from it and forget that she did all that shit to Duchess. Like, what the fuck? I defend her because she's a great human and she's been put through fucking hell because she interviewed the parents of a missing child and she didn't even interview them like that. She just gave them a space to speak because she was contacted by a third party. Fucking idiots.
How do you get to that point where you can't clearly see the
And then the blip boards. Fucking that was insane.
hypocrisy?
It was one of those, no matter what you provide, there was going to be a problem with it too.
It's astounding. Right. Thank you, Casey. She's not.
Well, and she's never asked me to, Lee. She's never once asked me to defend her on anything. I'm just like, this is fucking asinine. There is such a clear difference between Duchess bringing awareness versus them exploiting the case and making it into a true crime case. There is such a significant difference in awareness versus exploitation. And when we watched all those interviews back to back, Duchess just stands out glaringly compared to the others. And they hate it.
Responsible for my mental health whatsoever,
They
but
fucking
I'm
hate
absolutely
it.
responsible for the mental health of the victims' cases that I cover
No, I've never put that on you solely.
for their loved ones.
But you don't understand. Again, they didn't get to choose this.
C-Star says the mental health. Marcel, mental health. The true crime genre has been around forever. If nonsense doesn't understand what it is, she needs to stop pretending.
This isn't the true crime genre. True crime is bringing awareness or detailing a horrific situation. It is not speculating, misrepresenting, misinforming the public in an active case. That's not what true crime is.
See,
if you've got yourself convinced that this is what true crime really is, what they do is true crime, please seek help. And I'm being very genuine when I say that. I don't think you have a mental problem, but somebody needs to explain to you what the fuck true crime genre actually is. Please seek help to understand what real true crime looks like and what this is in comparison. These are salacious, tabloid, open dialogue spaces in real time for people to smear and speculate and do all their gossiping about the neighbor down the road channels. They are not true crime.
Here's the thing. She doesn't care. Her channel is thriving off of this.
My channel has done great. Yes. Yep. Thank you. It's done great because people can see the harm you're doing. I'm not sitting up here lying or manipulating anybody, which is what you say, but I'm not.
Well,
You don't have to fucking like me to understand what I'm saying is factual. There's a problem, and it's a growing trend of so many different channels. You don't have to like me to understand the message that I'm delivering. This is dangerous for victims and their families. And justifying this is disgusting.
you can tell with the numbers, Britt.
And she has been hell-bent to justify her need to harm these families and call it a career for 15 months straight.
Right.
You can see that clearly. Has she done one stream where it's strictly going over missing persons?
Yes, I have. Jared Brooks, the kid that got taken from here in Arizona and was found in Alaska.
And bringing
A few other ones that I brought awareness to. I've done a bunch of random things.
advocacy or,
It's not advocacy. It was just doing my little part.
light to the situation. No, it's about what creators are saying and pointing out misinformation.
Majority of my content is misinformation.
Okay.
I
What
have done
misinformation have you done? Have you said? Everything that you discuss is all we've done is go over like interviews. It's from the Proudfoots or Seth.
I got to give it to Brandy. She was really trying.
I'm not grasping what's going on here.
Mhm. I don't get it.
You don't go and stand in front of homes and protest and
Nope.
incite people to go out and throw garbage at the houses or anything. I mean, it's
But now she hangs out with and associates with the very person that does that. I felt so bad for them.
simply a discussion, a community that likes to discuss true crime. What's going
That's why I said she walks on the outskirts of this conversation. I don't blame her because they were already seeing
on?
things.
Why are we not allowed to do that?
Polygamy, Tim Ballard, which is a horrific
Who-
case.
I don't understand how it's hurting anyone.
Right. I agree.
In fact, I should update on
That's
that.
what I've been saying. So Brianna says we all interpret things differently. To me, she's saying if social media is getting to you, log off for a while. Personal accountability. Okay. Well, if that's what she's saying, Brianna, then I could once again take that same sentiment and levy it to her about these families. If
These
it's
families-
too much,
These families can't just log off the internet. They can log off the internet, but the reality still exists for them. For Seth, for Katie, for Chris. Sama, thank you so much for being a member for 18 months. It's not as simple as just logging off the internet. Seth has told you
for
that.
them, then they don't need to watch what we're doing. Log off. See what I'm saying?
At the end of the day, it's their child being discussed.
We could easily
Telling them just to log off, it seems very shallow.
say that to them as well. You just don't watch it. How is it? Please tell me how I'm held to one standard while they're not. They're held to another. Because that make sense to me. Marlena said, when did wanting a channel to be a voice for the missing, for victims, turn into Brittany wanting hate thrown at her? And
So being a voice for the victims is degrading their parents. Can anybody make sense to me of that? Missing children, missing loved ones. We don't know what their relationship was with any of these people. So degrading these people that we have in our mind are wrong or bad for doing X, Y, Z. That is being the voice for the victims, degrading their loved ones, which we don't know based on evidence if they're involved in anything. That's being the voice, though, right?
And having constantly
Can anybody explain that to me?
defend herself. Don't watch. Simple. Marlena, thank you. And you're beautiful. I appreciate you being here. Really, guys, to all of you that have spoke up and actually had the gonads to come into my chat and actually show your face. I appreciate you. I really do.
Did you see AV's comment? You might want to highlight that because
Oh, let me
I
see.
agree.
Let me go find it. Hold
Unfortunately, AV found out too. Brooks was lying,
I normally don't read
and Brooks didn't vet her information.
chat, but I see that.
on. He's like, I got it. Oh, Lulu, I love
I'm fast forwarding because there's one other. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, by the way, too. The irony of all of this coming around right now.
trying to prove a point about how Lord, I can't even talk. Trying to prove a point about how hypocritical
Pineapple was spot on.
this all is. But here, I'm not one of those people expressing
Sorry, I'm over it and want to go to bed, and Bella does too.
how I felt about the way that they are treating Sebastian.
Fourth, and
If you want to watch this, you can go watch this from last night. We watched all of this.
that's great.
Brandy's mouth. That's wild.
Every
Exactly.
day.
100%.
It's creepy.
Dragon Brittany is my bread.
And I'll tell you what, you were kind of late to the game with
Dragging Brittany has not been my bread and butter, truly.
Sebastian because you went back and forth. And
Do people appreciate the content? Yes. Am I monetized? Yes. I've never denied that. Do I give back where I can? Yes. Any other things? No. If you have questions, let me know.
I won't forget that.
She's not my bread and butter, though.
You told all of us, mods,
Unfortunately, by proxy, somebody is missing, and I'm doing this type of content because somebody is missing. That doesn't fall short on me any day.
and you said it over and over. You guys, I don't know if I can do this one.
Yeah, because I just to be real with you,
It's heavy.
and it
Look at those fucking pauses, my facial expressions. Jesus. Those would have been some good some good thumbnails.
Am I emotionally impacted by it? Hell yeah. And I would absolutely appreciate it if people would stop saying that I'm using my child's special needs as a weapon. That's
You guys get the point, though, of what I'm saying. What she did this morning was the exact same thing she did last year. It's the exact same thing, has been for years now. And putting that on everybody else and then saying something, she thinks something could happen, and then that being what she's talking about is not fair. It's not acceptable. It's not fair. You don't get to put that off on people as you're actively sitting here lying. You're absolutely sitting here lying and poking at people, putting people's names and shit, and then trying to put it off on us. You've done that to me for a year. Over a year now. I've never done that to you. Never once. Never fucking once. But I think it's pretty obvious to most people what you do. And if it isn't yet, it will be. Because like you said before, this is your legacy. Actually, I don't think it was you that said that. But I use it with you because it fits. These are choices you're making to be online. And cut headphones. He's really ready for bed. He's being mischievous as fuck. He's a toddler that if you don't put him to bed on time, he acts up. And let me tell you what, he is going to get your attention one way or another. Oh, she went in there with caps lock. Oh, yeah, that's not a good idea. People are crazy. Yep, people are waking up to the reality of it. And it's not just her that does these things. Betty has done it. Betty has said, let me make sure people understand, like Betty has done and said things that are horrific in this same type of, she said she thinks people wanted to get her assassinated at one point, basically. Like BJ isn't alone in this situation. A lot of them do it. Yeah, poor Hank. He got the cat bed out again. But she's just one on top of another. I didn't hear anybody. Had you guys heard people talk about this section of it today? I was in and out all day. So if somebody did point out that specific part, I apologize because I missed it. But that part really stood out to me. And again, thank you, Wee, for getting that and sending it to me, because when I heard that, I was just like, what the hell? Good night, Deanna. Thank you, Alpine Arts. Thank you, Replay Crew. You guys have been amazing lately. I need to do better at responding with your comments that you leave in the videos. That is something I do need to, because I do occasionally catch them. Today I was in and out all day, so. Oh, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, like all of this stuff. But thank you guys for hanging out with me again tonight. We'll get back into Thursday. I need to catch up with the team though, because oh my God, they've been on it. There's so much of that to do. So I'm going to move back into the team players and then for a few days, and then I will come back to this. I just need a break from this mentally because it's exhausting. That's not on her or anybody else. Like, I choose to do this again. But man, it gets exhausting listening to these things be said and just the out of touch with reality. Not just by her either, by so many people. It gets really exhausting to hear like people justify the behaviors that they're doing. It's crazy. Doesn't give me much hope for humanity, but good night, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. I will see you soon. Bye. Oh, Hank.